Guys, I was standing there today trimming my beard, and two thoughts came to my mind. A, I should have done this before the Tampa game when I met Cliff Victoria, because I would have been a lot cooler probably. And then the second thought was, shit, we were going to do a beard challenge. And you're still holding to it, Foster, but the challenge was we were going to shave clean and start from scratch. And we never, it was my job to make sure that happened. And I forgot to do that. So, but then the third thought was, I'm kind of glad I did, because it doesn't feel like this team's going to make the playoffs this year. And I don't need a beard for the next 2 years. So, how are you feeling about that, Foster? You can go ahead and trim that anytime you want now.
Well, I pretty much started the week of the last preseason game. So that was a 2-week span in there. But I'm just going to let it ride, man. We'll see where it goes, because it's going to be insane come December. I'm going to be out there. So I'll leave it alone until the season's over, maybe.
You're just going to let it do this, or you're going to at least trim it and give it some beard wax or something?
Nope, I'm going to brush it out, man. It's going to be like this big when I'm done.
Old Saint Nick.
I'll be able to do Santa Claus this year for sure for the kids at the 2 parties I go to. So okay. I'll get some use out of it, man.
Yeah, if you get to be Santa Claus out of it, I guess that's worth something, right?
You get to be Santa Claus doubling as Papa Smurf.
I got to find my blue cap for you, Peach. I got one too, man. I wear it. Put the Papa Smurf shirt on with the blue cap. There we go. That'll be in December sometime, right around the holidays.
As you all day.
Pete, you would have never done that with us, though, right?
I can't. I got the skin condition. I can't.
You can use some beard conditioner, some beard waxes. No. What's the longest you've ever grown your beard?
It's probably about 3 inches.
Foster's length?
A little bit longer.
Oh, okay. How'd it look?
It looked all right. I mean, it's full. It's just that I can't shave it all the way down. When I shave it all the way down, I have skin problems there.
Yeah, razor stub.
Yes, it's not razor stub. It's ingrown hairs.
Oh, right. Even worse. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it was a terrible game this weekend. It was Cliff Victoria was nice enough to offer me a ticket, and we hung out. We had a great time. We sweat our asses off.
He didn't.
No, he didn't. Not one bit. I don't think I saw a drop of sweat coming off of him.
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
He's outside. We're in the tent. He's outside the tent grilling with a hat on, and he's not even sweating. And he's talking. He's gloating about how it's not hot out here at all.
Hey, I'm telling you, he is as cool as the other side of the pillow. I'm telling you, he's just a cool guy.
Well, awful loss. A lot to talk about. A shitty week for the Bears, but we do have some All-22 we want to bring up later in the show, and we do have a guest, CJ, the fraudulent CJ. We're looking for a different CJ.
But he's the one and only CJ too.
He's the one and only CJ. It's a funny story. It is a funny story.
Yep.
We'll get to that. We're also down a Walt. We're down a Walt tonight, so it's a collaborative effort here. So why don't we just kick this shit off?
Bears country. Where is it?
Down with BCP?
You down with BCP?
Down with BCP? You 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 down with BCP?
Who's that man in the mayhem, huh?
You know, watching you guys dance was kind of like remind me of Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Oh, that's a good one right there. Just get it on the Bears, right?
Man. Charlie Brown's Christmas all over.
That's what I was trying to whistle.
Come on, that was better, right?
Well, we ain't gonna go that far now.
We'll just give it a try again next week, Dan. That's all I can tell you. All I can tell you, man.
At least he's consistent, you know.
I get out of my seat.
Yes.
I sit in my
Yes.
seat. I try different things in both dimensions. It doesn't happen.
There's our
You
consistent too, though, Peach.
You're just not a fan of excellent dance.
Is that what it is?
So you guys don't watch Dancing with the Stars, I gather.
Obviously,
No.
you don't either.
No.
Or if you do, you don't watch close enough or well enough.
Exactly.
Aim for effort, though, Dan. Aim for
You
effort
must have-
always, man.
you got me laughing
into
like-
it every week.
You got me laughing like Eddie Murphy there. I was like,
With the car.
like Torch. You got me again.
oh, man. PJ, you want to get to chat here? Look at these guys blowing up.
Man, we have 11 folks in chat. I want to say welcome to Eric Harper, Cliff Victoria. Sorry I didn't get a chance to go with you guys, Cliff. Mark Kazak.
No, you're not.
look.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. It would have been too hot for you. Go ahead.
Doug Van Dorn. Who else we got? Mr. Mayhem.
Mark Kazak.
Mark Kazak. False. I don't know who this guy Foster Covers is. He seems to show up every now and then. I got to worry about him.
Yeah, I'm worried about that guy.
Looking
He's always covering.
part-time fan bastard.
Welcome, guys. We appreciate you. I mean, you guys are our regulars. We truly appreciate it. We enjoy the interaction with you guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your participation, and thanks for keeping the chat live. So I appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, we do. We appreciate it's the show, man.
I'm just typing in here. I'll just say it. Like, we love all of you guys, man. Thank you all so much. Listen, Cliff and I went to the game on Sunday together because of this, and all you guys hanging out with us here on a Thursday night when you could be watching. You probably are still watching Thursday night football if in some fashion.
They are smart.
But you're still here hanging out with us. What is up, Paula Faye Singleton? Thanks for joining us.
Hall of Fame.
How you doing, Paula?
I was wondering.
The Bears game.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was, but no, that was it was a Nicole, John, or no, an Erica and a John. So, yeah, thanks for joining us, Paula Faye, for first time chat. Good to see you.
Real quick, Dan, you asked me if it was weird. If it was weird doing the Bears game alone. Well, Paul was one of the people I was having a conversation with. I was just sitting there having conversations with all these guys, and whether it was the game or not, we're talking about the game and things going on.
And Foster, I want
there were people in and out. There were people in and out of here all day during that game, man. It was weird.
Seriously, want to thank you for that, Trooper. Trooper sitting here doing that by yourself, and thank you for coming in later, PJ, and hooking them up with the press conference. That was awesome. You guys killed it. Appreciate you guys, man. Love you guys. Love you guys, man. That was
group hug.
Teamwork.
I hope it wasn't too awkward when I popped in, Foster, and I was just like, blah, 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 right in the middle of whatever you might have been saying, because I couldn't hear anything.
Actually, that's about how my life goes on a daily basis anyway, so it was fine. No different. No, it was fun, man. That was crazy stuff when you were popping in and out. But sometimes we could hear you, sometimes we couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting there talking in the beginning, you're just going on, and you had yourself on mute. I couldn't turn it
Yeah,
off.
'cause
So.
I realized it was probably very annoying if you could hear the crowd and everyone in the background through the microphones in my ears and stuff. So I wanted to make sure I muted it. But I also realized rewatching some of it that I had the camera on me most of the time. It was only because like in that moment they were so far down on the other side of the field, it was like impossible to see. I should have been turning the camera over to the video board that was right there. But I'm an idiot. So what do you want?
Why
Hey, you're the
do
man.
anything smart?
I do want to show
Look
you
at
what
your
Cliff
dancing,
did.
man.
Cliff did this to me that night,
Dang.
Yes.
or the Bears did. It's probably a combination of both. Cliff's
Only
going to
thing I
blame it
can
on his
say-
buddy Curtis.
Cliff raped you in the middle of the night, or what? What are you saying, man?
Yeah, Cliff tried to roofie me.
Dang.
The blankets
Welcome,
off,
Elias.
man. Cliff roofied him and they gangbanged him. Sorry, man. Sorry, Cliff. I'm just coming out of my mouth, dude. Yeah.
I'm just
That's what
glad
we
you're
get.
sleeping
Look what we
on your
did after the
back.
game. All right. Thanks for that. Guys are talking about the Pat Mac interview.
Cliff took this picture because of the bulge in my shorts. So that was probably the aftermath.
That early, he jumps in right away with this stick shit.
I'm just saying, man, we're
Cliff.
going off the rails real
On
early
the
tonight.
floor.
Hey, we're
So we-
11 minutes.
even-
We're past the 10-minute mark. We're good.
Do we even go on? Yeah, what we go on for sure.
No, I think that's the show. You guys want to wrap it up on a Bears 1, 2, 3?
No, absolutely not. There's too much to say, and it's just about the Bears. Not even all the other stuff going on with them.
But seriously, Cliff,
That's
thank
all.
you for the amazing day. It was awesome. I appreciate that. It was so great to meet you for the first time, get to meet your friends, hang out, tailgate with you. We do have some footage of Cliff.
All right, we are grilling some Bubba Burgers because they are the official burger of tailgating.
Dude, Bubba Burgers are amazing.
It's got some American cheese.
Wait, you got to
on it.
hear my question. Hold on.
Hey, Cliff, what do we got going on here today, buddy?
All right, we are grilling some Bubba Burgers because they are the official burger of tailgating.
Dude, Bubba Burgers are amazing.
It's got some American cheese on these. We got some brie cheese if people want to go French, and these are just about ready to pull.
Awesome. Let's do this shit. Bears.
Bears.
My son's a
That was fun, man.
Wait a minute. He brought a table.
Yeah.
He had a table out there?
Oh yeah, a tent, and I didn't a guy that I think it was one of her friends that we were with, his friends, who's a female, his wife's friend. I think she saw one of the she saw that short because it has over 25,000 views. I was like, of course it does, Cliff. But her friend was like, oh, you don't even pull on the brisket that he made. You're just showing the Bubba Burgers. He went all out. He made a brisket. And yeah, I was a little late to the party getting videos on that because we were just having so much fun. But he was an amazing host.
Good.
Yeah.
Cliff's a good guy.
It looked like a lot of fun, man. I saw the short videos that you put up too.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah,
Epic, as he pointed out.
you
Looks like we already have a start
did
question.
Yeah, I saw
Go ahead.
that. But yeah, I just want to say you scared Hair Bear, man, because he saw you laying on the ground. He's like, the first thing where is it? Hair Bear says, a guy shouldn't have to hop on the podcast and see that first thing, and it was your picture of talking about Cliff taking a picture because of the balls, man. So don't scare any viewers off, man. Hair Bear's one of our regulars, man. Don't give the guy any emotional damage. Take it easy. Wait till later in the show to do that.
Sorry about that, Hair Bear. I should have waited till later in the show. It was a little early, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was a bit, I mean, even later in the show, probably be a little bit too much.
Get it out of the way, huh, Peach?
Just get it. Rip off the Band-Aid.
Trying to tell you.
Yeah, I could hang with Cliff. I see he's a man after my own heart. You got to have certain things when you're doing certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And by the way, let's take a look at him. He was not sweating. Look.
What we got going on here today, buddy?
All right, we are grilling some Bubba.
He's got on a blue jersey, a blue hat. He's out.
Blue
You can
shirt.
see he's not in the shade. And look at him. He's not even perspiring. Oops.
Because they are the official
And he's
burger
got
of
his face over the
tailgating.
grill
Dude,
on
Bubba
top of
Burgers
it.
are amazing.
How do you do that?
It's got some
Hey, you look
American
like a
cheese
lady
on these. We got some
before the
brie.
sun.
Exactly.
Cliff, you need to get those legs out there in that sun there, bud.
Yeah, let's finish that.
Go French, and these are just about ready to pump.
Awesome. Let's do this shit. Bears.
Bears. Oh man. So guys,
you can tell Cliff. You can tell just by that short video that Cliff is a professional griller. You can tell that the way he's so they got it off the one scoop. It takes me about 5 scoops to get mine
here's
off.
the part that makes him a professional griller. You know what he brought to the party? Match light. Let me say that again, guys.
On the ball.
He brought match light charcoal to the party.
Oh, not
That's
Kingsford.
called
Match
drinking,
light.
man.
But it was Kingsford, but it was match light. I immediately gave him shit. I said, "Who bought?" I'm like, "Cliff, did you buy this?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, okay, you're never gonna live this down. You brought match light to a tailgate party. Match light makes your food taste like shit because it just tastes like lighter fluid. But what does Cliff say? If you just let it burn off long enough, it'll be fine." And I'm like, I looked at him dead in the eye and I said, "I trust you, Cliff." He was right. Those Bubba burgers didn't taste like match light. So kudos to you.
You gotta let it burn off, man. People throw the food on too quick all the time.
I'm just saying he brought a table. That tells you right there. He
brought
he's
two tables.
about business.
Two tables. One had a charcuterie of vegetables and dips and stuff, and he brought shots and cinnamon balls and all this. He was an amazing host. So thank you, Cliff. Enough about Cliff.
Yeah.
You guys want to get depressed and talk about the Bears now?
No, you can't. You just can't dismiss
Why
Cliff.
get depressed? Let's just be honest.
You're right. We can't, PJ. Let's slowly transfer out of the.
Cliff did deserve 10 good minutes because you know what? That was a big do there. He actually invited you to the game, got you the ticket, man. Cliff, I'm telling you, man, for real.
And his friends, not only him, but his friends took care of me.
And your friend, yes. That's what's up.
Kudos to Curtis.
For real, that's what's up.
Great meeting Clinton.
His friends took care of you, all right. He didn't even know the one guy's intention to help get into the room.
Cliff is the man. Hey, Cliff, now you need to come up to Chicago and go to the game with Shorty and the Wanka.
He almost had the Raiders game, which we could have met up again that weekend, but he couldn't make it. But we're going to be back down here in the winter in Florida. We'll meet up here with him again, and we're going to do a food video and stuff. So definitely going to make that happen, especially after this fun weekend. Nice. That was too much fun.
Yeah,
all right.
We could tell you had fun there, the way you was pass out on the floor there.
Yeah, that doesn't
Cliff, you'll be able to hop on here at some point for, after on a Thursday night, hopefully, maybe for a little bit.
Yeah.
Who, Cliff? Hop on? No, he still got to do that Lene.
It's funny, he was BCP when we were on the ballroom for like 8 shows or some shit. Now he's like, "Yeah, I'll come on when I'm ready again."
What's up, Hair Bear?
Appreciate you, Hair Bear.
That's what it's about.
You guys want to transition into depression?
Man, we're having such a good time.
It's not depression.
I know, right?
It's reality.
I tell you what,
it's reality.
The best transition. Get to that question that our new person asked, Paula Faye. I started, so that's how you can transition.
Wait, before we transition, can I say one more thing about the game?
Absolutely.
This is another important thing I wanted to bring up. After the first touchdown, I'm high-fiving everybody, right? High-fiving everyone in front of me. I turn around, I start trying to high-five everyone behind me like I do at a game. I'm going fucking crazy, and I see this shit.
Samo.
That's Samo.
Samo.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Samo sitting literally 2 seats behind us, or 2 rows behind us, like a seat over.
What the hell?
I still want to know how he's doing that and driving to Ireland every morning.
Could not believe it, man.
You remember?
Later on, he said that his wife had bought him a surprise ticket for his birthday that weekend to go to Tampa. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Make that shit
gotta
up.
Be the one, huh, Dan?
Hey, you know what the great part about that is? you guys actually got a chance to see Fields play. Ask me if I saw him play when I went to his game.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Sorry, Peach.
I'm just gonna put it out there.
Poor guy.
Yeah, ain't no coming
I
back.
hear about that for the rest of eternity on this show. And I don't blame you.
Which as much money as I spent, you're darn straight.
Well, it was a preseason game, dude. Go take your own heel and kick yourself in the ass for that one.
Do they not sell tickets? I mean, it's not like it's
Well,
free.
you never guaranteed you're getting the guy you want to see in the preseason, though.
Well, you try to play the percentages, though, right?
Yeah, bro, that's true. But you never know with this 3-game schedule anymore. It's like, what the hell?
Guess who won't
So
be buying
backwards.
tickets no more, though?
Not even do a regular season game?
This guy.
Regular season?
No,
Oh, jaded.
for life.
Oh, boy. What about if you were given one?
No.
What about if you were given one to go with myself and Chris Watt?
What's wrong with Foster? You all right, Foster?
Ooh. You just cracked me up, man. Absolutely. That was hilarious. No. Sorry, but it was funny to me, man.
I'm just saying.
Did you see him on the last time? Much more pronounced. So,
Man.
He was
sorry, that was my natural reaction, man. So,
Just
did
say
anybody
it.
read Paula Faye Singleton's question?
Let's get into Bears. All right. Okay.
Let's get into it, man. Man, we're getting there.
Paula Faye
I know,
Singleton.
I shoved you, man.
What does everyone think about the Bears having someone take over as defensive coordinator? I know Flus is calling the plays for now. However, will it be too much for him to do it all? My answer is yes. He needs to focus on the team, especially in the shit show of a team it is right now. They need a head coach. They don't need someone focusing on one side of the ball. So if they need to promote somebody, they're not just going to bring somebody in. So there was some Usaid Koshal, who works for the Bear Report, who's on PSF. He does one of the other streamings of the game besides Lester Wiltfong and I. He reported that Dave Borgonzi would be the next guy up, the linebackers coach. So they would have to promote somebody from inside, right?
Yeah, I was listening to Sports Talk Chicago or NBC, I think, with Adam Shapiro and them. They mentioned the corner or the defensive back coach. I forgot his name. They mentioned him as a possible candidate.
Hmm.
Then they also talked about possibly Rod Marinelli coming in as an advisor, probably Lovie Smith as an advisor, bringing somebody in from the outside. They said probably wouldn't be a defensive coordinator, would probably just be an advisor to help take off some of the load. But as far as promotions from within, they was talking about the defensive back coach. I forgot his name, though.
Oh, John Hoke. Foster, you want chat tonight? I was going to private chat you, but I'll just
That's
ask
fine.
you right out loud.
That's fine. No,
you take
just tell me
chat.
what you need, brother.
You take chat. I think it would. Yeah,
Gotcha.
John Hoke. He'd be a good, or Dave Borgonzi. Either of them to me. Maybe even John Hoke. John Hoke's been around. He was good.
18 years, I think.
Yeah,
I think we said like 18 years of experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but to answer her question, yeah, I think he will need some type of help because I think, yeah, he'll get pulled in too many different directions, trying to call plays, come up with a defensive game plan, and manage the team and check on the offense. And yeah, this will be too much for him. So he needs help.
Yeah.
I mean, he can hire me if you want. I won't even charge him that much.
You have more personality than Alan Williams had. I bet you could lead a team of guys better than he could.
No, guys.
Yeah, I think it's better that Flus is running it right now because then he can't have his hands on the offense. Let them guys go do their stuff.
So you're saying like
focus on fixing the defense. The offense looks like we need to let Fields do what he does best because it looks like they're holding him back from that again.
So you're
right?
For the rest of the season?
Yep.
I would say this though. I think what I heard out of Fields yesterday, he made a very valid point. I think he's overthinking. I think he's actually out there overthinking, and that's why he's not hitting the guy in rhythm and all these other things. And I'm not in the pointing fingers, and I'm not trying to shift blame. Just my pure observation is I think he is overthinking.
And I would agree with you on that because he kind of said it. I have two different clips. I wanted to play the first part to that, and then we can kind of get into the second part, which he talks about that right here.
And then when you do that, you're not reacting right.
We'll see. So
when you say thinking less, what do you think was causing you to think so much, maybe think too much?
Could be coaching, I think. But at the end,
I'm not putting us up here to shit on him for saying that because I'm going to make my point later about this.
At the end of the day, it makes it, they're doing their job when they're giving me, what to look at, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I, can't be thinking about that when the game comes. I prepare myself throughout the week, and then when the game comes, it's, it's time to play free at that point. So, just thinking less and playing more.
Hey, Justin, we've heard this before from other athletes. There are just too many like coaching voices in your head at this point that you're trying to process so much. Is that part of what you're saying?
I don't think it's too many.
Okay, that's enough said there. Let's go to
Well, before you go there, let's touch on that. Before you go to the next one, let's touch on that a little bit.
Okay.
See, part of the thing I'm listening to is he's not blaming the coaching. He's just answering the question as far as, because I have to guard myself. I mean, some of you guys already know I got 4 grandsons playing football right now in high school. And what I try to do, I talk to them before games, after game, after practice, all this. You never want to give a player too much to think about because when they're thinking too much, they play slower.
Right.
And they always say you want a player to play fast.
Right.
Give them less to think about, then they can play fast. So you don't want to overload them with information. And I think that's the problem that he's having is he's probably getting too much information. And by having all that information, just, what do I do? And he'll miss a pass to a guy wide open because he's overthinking it.
Exactly. And that's kind of what he goes on to say here, which is there was a post-game interview or after this in the locker room. I forgot to pull that up, but Swifty posted it on his channel.
Right. I saw
where he was talking to him at his locker room saying, listen, you guys, all I want you to do is just take everything I'm saying into context and don't take the one part of it and try to use that, to basically as clickbait is what he was saying. So if you now fast forward, which is 4 minutes later into this, then he makes his point. So if you just watch the context of what he's saying, because he's realizing by the vicious media that are making him backtrack, they has to kind of come back. And he said it himself earlier in here. Or maybe he says this after this. He's just trying to give us the information, or the reporters the information that they want to know in more detail. Yet he's thinking because he's a youngster and he's dealing with a big fucking time media coming from a smaller city in Atlanta area, and then of course college. Ohio State's bigger, and Georgia is bigger than where he went to in high school and stuff. But he's been dealing with the media in a sense since high school. And here we go on to this fucking vicious Chicago media that are now backtracking him and making him realize he can't say what we want to hear because they will take it and run with it. And this is kind of where he explains it.
Anything. So they're always receptive to us. Sure.
You said your rookie year, you felt like you also had to play a certain way. And you used the word robotic, describing that in hindsight. Has this been a frustration for you throughout your career, having coaches try to change too much of the way you like to play the game?
You said, has it been frustrating?
Okay, this is the point where he was explaining his coaching when he was saying it could be the coaching. And he's trying to say how the coaching here, it goes hand in hand with him. Sorry. But after this is when he talks about what I just said.
Yeah, has that been a frustrating part of life in the NFL for you, that you have
Not really. I
like
mean,
they've been trying to mold you into something that isn't the natural way that you want?
no. I think Luke knows that, I'm my own self. I'm my own person, and I think it's more of me trying to just making sure I don't think about it as much as like, oh, we want you to do it a specific way. Then in the big scheme of things, I have to continue to be me and play the game how I play it. And I think when sometimes I'm coached, I think that I've had times where like,
what he's saying is he needs a spread offense. This offense isn't working for him.
That's not what I interpret.
I mean, it could be though. No,
that's not what I'm interpreting. What I'm interpreting is he's saying that the coaches are giving him coaching points, and him trying to figure out what they're saying instead of interpreting it his way and playing to his strengths within that thing that they're teaching him.
So, but they're also trying to work on shortening his long throw. They're trying to get him to be more of a pocket passer. I think he says that later in this interview.
But Luke said today they're not working on mechanics during the season. They work on those type of things in the offseason.
But but in this instance here, like in this moment, he's saying he's thinking too much about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he's thinking about that. That's what I'm saying. He's taking the things he's been coached and he's trying to apply it all without letting it flow naturally.
Right. And back to your point, therefore, wouldn't have been more appropriate for him to play more in the preseason if he has to work on changing something within his release and his footwork and his timing?
Absolutely. I think, even more so than just the games, I think that a lot of it's the fact that you have to even rep it in practice, constantly rep it, because again, it don't take a lot of training to hand the ball off. So while you got these practices, rep passing that ball, rep, doing that 3-step drop, and as soon as you hit that back foot, releasing it. You rep those things, you keep on repping those things to where it becomes natural and you don't have to think about it, because what they call muscle memory. That's what it basically comes down to, muscle memory. And he hasn't passed enough in this system to develop that muscle memory.
Right. Let's go on there. Let's hear what he finishes saying here.
Okay, they want me to do it like this, so I have to kind of change it. But I mean, I just have to, it's probably more of a me thing than a.
Let me go back here a second.
I think that I've had times where like, okay, they want me to do it like this, so I have to kind of change it. But I mean, I just have to, it's probably more of a me thing than a coach thing. So, when they tell me things, of course I correct it, stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, I have to still be,
Well, this is why I say it's because they're trying to correct things that he needs to do correctly within this system. And and what he's saying here is, that's why I said he needs to run he's basically what he's saying is he needs to run a different offense, more like a spread offense like you ran in college. This offense for him is not working because it's changing his game and it's making him think too much. So in a way, he is kind of still saying something about the system and that it might not be a fit for him. And so then he goes on to say he's just going to do what he has to do.
The person and the player, what's got me up to this point. So rather than changing my whole game, just, implement it in my game and, make those little corrections, but don't allow that to change me as a whole player.
Justin, when you said you're a perfectionist, is that in the context of if you're looking down the field, you think it has to be perfect to let it rip? What part of the perfectionism in your personality do you need to kind of ignore? That's what it sounded like you were saying, at least.
I didn't really understand like what you're saying.
You're naturally a perfectionist.
Yeah, like I just want everything to happen the right way. So No, you're always not gonna get the perfect picture if that's what you're asking for me to do something or. Um, but yeah, I mean, you can keep asking your question.
And
I feel like there's a lot of ways you can go with your question. So
in what ways does your own perfection or perfectionist personality help you and hurt you?
help me what?
Help you and hurt you. You were talking as though it.
Yeah. I think it helps because you can do something good and it cannot be good enough, so you can always strive to be better. And then you know hurt you is just like everything doesn't have to be perfect. If it works, it works. So I think that's kind of the most simple way to explain it. So yeah.
So, what do you take from that? Is it because he kind of is dejected in the way that he's saying it, like he doesn't feel like this is the right fit? That's what I'm getting from this conversation. Like there needs to be more of him allowing to do the plays that he wants to do, that instead of the ones they're trying to force him to do to learn within this offense.
I think I interpret it like it's not that he want to do different plays. He's more so want to do the plays his way, meaning that if he sees a guy streaking, be able to throw the ball when he's ready to throw the ball, not necessarily when they want him to throw the ball. Case in point, because when they was talking about the game on Sunday, they said I heard a couple of analysis say he was about a half second slow on the pass to the TD pass to Claypool. I'm like, in that instance, okay, he could have been a half second slow, but what he's saying in that example is it's don't have to be perfect. That's what he had. I mean, so y'all wanted to be perfect. He wasn't perfect by being a half second slow, but it still was able to accomplish while still in the back of your head thinking, okay, I got to get better. But in the meantime, I got to accept this little victory I got instead of harping on, oh, I was late by a half a second. So it's an ongoing battle because you're responsible for everything being the quarterback. So I mean, I hate to sound like I'm an apologist, but the bottom line is that's what he's doing. He's doing having all this stuff on him, thinking about, and he's like, I got to process all this different stuff, throwing the ball on time the way they want it, while I'm also thinking, okay, I got an opening to take off running, but no, let me double check, make sure nobody else is open before I take off running. By that time, he's getting sacked. So he's just overthinking and all these other things going in. And I think that's where he's at.
Foster?
I'm of the same make, man. You're just giving the guy too much information here. Here, this is what Retro said. Retro Sports Talk USA. Too many voices, coaches, and players. I don't know about the player stuff, but he sees the frustration from the wide receivers. He's friends with them, and his brain's overfried. That's what he wrote. Now, and I said this before. I said that's why I said it might be better if Flus is paying more attention to defense because then Gatsby can work what he's working with him, whatever it is. Even I mean, there's questions on that in the chat about what we are doing with the offense, but leave it up to his ability when it comes to a certain point. I mentioned this before. Okay, if the guy doesn't have the time or he's not progressing first, second, third reads, man, they used to take guys having that problem. They'd have them. Okay, if the first read ain't there, then you either hit the check down or take off, or you look for the guy and you're done. Don't even bother going through the progression. So if we got to do that, that's a good way to stop this insanity, man, to cut it off.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest problem is they're coaching up. Oh no, you got to watch for this because this is going to be open. And then you got too much crap going on in the head. You ever study for a test like in high school or something and you just cram stuff and you walk in there and you sit down and you go, oh crap, I can't remember shit. But as you calm down and start remembering, I don't think he's got to the calm down part of the test yet. So you got to script this thing back a little bit. And okay, so maybe give him 2 on every play instead of 1 and done. Give him 1, and if you don't have that first one, a quick look to this guy. If he's not open, you hit the check down or you take off. You do what you do, and then we'll start seeing kind of what we might. That's why I said he might run for more yards.
I think he's more advanced than just a one check per se. I think he can do the third progression. But I also heard today. I heard today by Getsy. Getsy said on one particular play, what he did was he got to his, the top of his drop, and he was waiting for Mooney. Mooney didn't break away yet because the guy jammed him. So, that's why he gave a hitch. He get another hitch because he's waiting for Mooney to break free. And what he needs to understand is, okay, after that first hitch, if he still ain't broke free, move on to somebody else. And that's what I'm saying. So those are the things, he's also thinking about. Okay, I want to get this guy an extra half a second to see if he can break free. And that's viable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a viable excuse in my book. It's like, okay, he was waiting for this guy to get free. So you didn't come off of him in time. So you missed DJ Moore cutting across the middle because of it. So those are things. I don't think, like I said, he wanted to change the whole offense. It's just those little subtleties that he may want to change. But before we get too far, we had a super chat.
Thank you. We got a super chat here from Retro again. Thank you, Retro. Trubisky, $2 super chat. Trubisky, JF, different coaches, my way or the highway. So what he's saying here is that the coaching staff that drafted him, the new one, it's been the same thing. It was with Trubisky. It was drafted by Fox, handed over by Nagy. Now we got Justin Fields drafted by Pace, and Nagy handed over to Poles and Flus. And so it could end up being that situation. I mean, it's a weird situation where they cut Peterman, so that we're all like, okay, well, they want to promote Bagent to the second string, which, okay, because they're seeing it, with as a third string quarterback, he's getting the most reps with the practice squad, so he's getting more reps than the second string quarterback. So they could just be like, well, shit, this kid's ready. Well, put him in at second. But then when they re-signed him back to the 53-man roster, that didn't make sense to me. I thought, okay, practice squad, they can use the new quarterback, the third quarterback rule, but to the back to the team.
Yeah,
did they sign him for less money? Because I didn't see exactly what the deal.
Me either. I wondered the same thing. I'm like, you cut him on Wednesday, bring him back on a Thursday. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was strange.
Got another super chat.
And the rule, you got to follow the rule.
Super chat from Hair Bear.
Hair Bear.
Appreciate it, Hair Bear. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Hair Bear. PJ is killing it right now. Good stuff, my man.
Well, thanks, Hair Bear. I truly appreciate it. I'm really believing that it's the nuance. I mean, because Fields a very intelligent guy, and he's been playing quarterback long enough. It's just the nuance things. And after watching the tape, to where I think I saw the quarterback school as well as Swifty's breakdown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, there's obviously things we can clean up. But it wasn't as bad as when I first saw it live. When I first saw it live, I was like, oh. But after watching that breakdown, I'm like, yeah, and to my point that I've been harping on all the time is, had we had some preseason, we probably can get some of these kinks worked out. But I think that's what it is, just still working out certain kinks. It's not horrible. I mean, I also said we need to decide whether or not we're going to be a passing team or a running team. We haven't made that determination yet, but that's what it is, though. He's just like a half second off, and again, a coach not over coaching, just say, hey man, on the top of your drop back, throw the ball.
Could this be that he wants to get back to the game he was playing last season when they, even though they weren't winning, he was blowing up records and shit, and so from there he was playing the best that he had, and that was opening up more things for him. But they're trying to narrow that in a little bit, and it's not. And that's what he's talking about, right?
I disagree.
Oh, fuck, really? I thought I was onto something there.
The reason why I say I disagree is because he was never that type of quarterback in college. He was never a runner. He was a drop back passer in college.
Yeah.
He was not running. So, I mean, him running last year was like out of his norm, because he even said in the interview.
But he ran a lot in high school.
Well, high school's
different, man.
I know, but he when they put him in Georgia, he was running a lot too.
That's why he left.
Ohio State put him into they were the ones to like try to narrow him down, right? And
Yeah,
they
but
got it with it. But he had Hall of Fame, high school or college Hall of Fame receivers around him,
right? But he made the comment. He said he don't want to rush for 1,000 yards no more. I mean, he made that comment. So that tells me that he's not trying to be a running quarterback. He wanting to be a passing quarterback. It's just that instead of trying to process all these things, just hey, go to your progression, throw the ball. We don't need to overcoach him. Well, make sure this foot is forward. Make sure you're looking at this and make all these things in a one-way conversation in your helmet, because you can't talk back to the coach while he's talking to you. If they're giving you all this information, you're going to be like, oh,
right.
Too much. There's a lot of hey, man, I said this earlier, guys. I don't know if you remember. I said, could it be that they know that they weren't sure how good this team was going to be or how bad it was too? So it's not as good as they and everybody anticipated, man. But I still think it goes to what you're talking about, Peach, where he's overloaded with too much, and if they just let him go back to doing that, the parts of the game he was doing last year where he had nobody open, he's going to have DJ open. One of these guys are going to be open at some point, right? I mean, I think about it.
Yeah,
quicker too.
But you also
just
gotta
that,
consider.
and then the team is not as progressed, is not as far as they had thought they had hoped they had been by week 2 of the season. But I did say this too to end it is the first 2 weeks I consider preseason still, because like we keep talking about, they never got a chance to play together. They never got a chance to all play together. None of them.
Yes,
that's what I was going to say right there. That's it right there.
Nothing.
Foster is spot on.
Well,
exactly.
Bucks game was like the first real game of the season.
Hey, we do got CJ's got his thing worked out, and we got another super chat.
Oh, we do.
Yeah,
pull it up. Where's? I don't see it. Retro.
Retro.
That's the same one. That's the same one, buddy. We already did that one.
Sorry, man.
Fucking Foster.
Well, I'm trying to get everybody's thing in the chat. So what if?
I've been kind of.
I missed that.
CJ. Sorry, Foster. CJ, you've been kind of popping out in and out as you've been trying to work things out. I want to make sure that you hold strong for a minute back there, and then we'll bring you on, okay? Because if you pop out again, that means you have a choppy connection. So if you're I can see you moving around. It looks like you might have it. Let's just try it. You want to try it?
That's what I was going to ask you, man.
Well, let's introduce him before we bring it on.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a funny story, guys. Let me just pull this over here because you got to see this. This is
Here, I'll take this off.
What is it? CJ Sports Network. Okay.
Yeah.
So we wanted to have this guy on because he's just hilarious, and we thought if we have him on the beginning of the, we thought if we have him on before the first game of the season, it would be hilarious because he does like 8 shows a day and he does all different, just basketball, football, it doesn't matter, baseball, but he knows so much about so many different teams. We thought it'd be great to have him on because he'd be an impartial person that would be able to tell us about the Bears before the first season, give us his like rational thoughts. You guys ever this guy?
You want to work? I got your back. Hands it off up the middle. The Saints dragging tacklers. That is a great run by Jamal Williams, getting north and south.
We're like, that's a great idea, Foster. He'd be great to have him on because he's impartial to the Bears. We'll have him on before the first game of the season, and he'll tell us real thoughts about the Bears. So then he reaches out.
He's going to be on. He's going to be on at some point. Go ahead. Sorry.
He's like, I got him on lined up. He's going to come on next week. And then he's like, oh, fuck. I may or may not have wrong CJ.
Okay. But now let me go on with this, man. So as I'm going in this, it turns out I'm already looking at this guy's stuff, and then we talk to each other on the phone. So once I had a conversation, I'm like, oh, he's got to come on anyways. It doesn't even matter because he knows us. He watches the same stuff as we do. He makes the right comments. So not the right. He gives his opinion on everything, man. I was looking at stuff today even. and his stuff just pops into my chat because we follow each other. And I know I can't remember what they were because I was trying to catch up because I've been gone for 3 days. But there was like 3 things, and I'm going spot on, spot on, spot on. So, I'm hitting like. But then, like I said, after the phone conversation, I'm like, oh, for sure, he's got to be on. So this is the imposter CJ, but it's also the one called CJ. I call him the one and only CJ from here. Bring him on.
You muted.
There he is.
You muted, Shorty.
Man.
You muted, Shorty.
My response to you, Foster, was this is still made by the fans for the fans. So if you're a fan and you want to come on this show, you still did a solid for us by bringing another Bears fan on the show.
Absolutely.
And CJ, I hope you're taking all of this lightheartedly, man, because it's just a big joke for all of us now, and we love having you on. Thanks for joining us. If you're a Bears fan, you are welcome here, and welcome to the show, my friend.
Well, thank you. It's an honor, a privilege, a mistake. I don't know. No, but I thank you guys. I've seen you guys. I've seen you guys migrate. I mean, I'm glad you guys got your own spot and doing well. So, congratulations and thank you for giving the fans of the Bears an opportunity to talk about the Bears. So appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. It's great to have you on. I'm going to go to this screen here just so we can, let's see, not that one. Is it this one? No. Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Is it this one? Yeah, I got a bunch of different screens over here. There we go.
I got the banner on too, man. So
hold on a second. I want to get the right one because we can have.
Read that one up.
We can see the banner. I'm a fucking idiot right now. We don't have Walt. Just give me a second here.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
I think while we're waiting for that,
this will be good. Go ahead.
You mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, it's interrogation time, CJ. Go, PJ.
So I'm born and raised in Chicago. I actually moved to Kansas City in 2016. So I'm currently in Kansas City. So this is a weird game for me. I've watched the growing pains. I've watched the Bears go to the Super Bowl. I've watched the Bears fire their only successful coach in the last 20 years. I've had the opportunity to talk with some of these people out here, and they're going through some of the 85 stuff that we've seen with Pat Mahomes currently. They don't know how to act with a good team. The Chiefs, we all know the Chiefs weren't that good before they got Patrick Mahomes. Let's be honest. And so now that they got an actual decent quarterback, they forgot what struggle looked like. They forgot that, Alex Smith was their best quarterback outside of Montana. Trent Green before that, I guess. So if you really pay, like if I kind of paid attention to the Chiefs history, and they aren't. Go ahead.
Len Dawson was their best quarterback until then. Sorry.
There. That is an awesome point. So yeah, so there you go. So there's in Kansas City now. So I'm looking forward to the Bears coming back. I'll be at the game, so I'm looking forward to seeing them win or lose. Talk with the people that's coming down. So yeah.
So are they your
representing?
Are they your second favorite team?
No, not at all. Not at
okay.
all. I've learned. So in watching football, I've learned not to root for teams anymore. I root for individual players because that's who you're gonna follow, regardless of I have my team, but I'm gonna root and follow the individual players at this point. I'm too much invested.
Football lover.
Well, not even that. It's easier to root for a person than to root for an organization. So I have my organization that I root for, trash as it is.
So true.
Man.
Yeah. So
that's total opposite of me because I'm an organization guy first, and because I've never played fantasy football, so Therefore, I can't root for people like that. I'm more of a fan guy. So, who's your favorite player then?
So that's a great question. So my favorite player, ironically, is Derrick Henry, only because, well, I'll explain. At 6'3", 230 some odd pounds, there's not many people stopping you as a man. I'm just gonna say that out loud. And as a bigger man, there's not too many football players stopping that dude. So my favorite player to watch is Derrick Henry. Like, that is my favorite person to watch. All these different offenses are fun to watch. I like what Miami does as an offense. I like what Kansas City obviously does as an offense. I really love what the Chargers do as an offense, which I want to talk to you guys about, because I think we're seeing the absolute flip of what the Bears got going on. You got a defensive coach down there that has an offense that's humming. That offense is humming, and they got studs on defense, and they can't buy a win. So we could talk. That's something I want to chat with you guys about.
What team is this?
The Chargers.
Okay.
The Chargers, they can't buy a win. 0-2, they've scored 50 points twice. You can't buy a win. So that is I like
opposite of us.
Yeah. So I love watching NFL. I love watching football, period. But like, if I had to put the game on and you told me it was on, Derrick Henry's the dude I'm looking for.
I think part of the problem with the Chargers not winning is the coach wanting to go for it on 4th down all the time. But I digress.
So I wanted to ask you, based on what you were saying, CJ, how old are you?
I am 39.
Holy shit. Okay. So you're okay. Because I was going to go into how, like, fandom has changed, because, for us, growing up with PJ and Foster are both in their 300s, but I'm pushing 50, and I'm about 10 years older than you. So
wow.
But
you couldn't tell. So
thanks,
kudos
man.
to you.
Thank you.
Good skincare.
Thank you. And a beard and a hat helps, and glasses.
Hide everything.
Hides everything, right? Doing. You can't see how bald I am, even though I'm just kidding. I'm not. But when growing up, you used to have your favorite players that stuck around on your team forever, and they became, Hall of Famers on your team, and they stuck with your team until they retired. And now it's just a me league as far as owners and players, and they just bounce around. Michael Jordan played on 2 teams only because he had to. LeBron James has played on how many? 4 out of choice. So in the NFL, it's the same thing. It's guys. There's no sense of loyalty anymore to teams unless you are top-notch, grade A1 Hall of Famer, like a Mahomes.
Not even then.
Right. He'll probably finish his career somewhere else.
He will.
So your theory of sticking to a favorite player over a favorite team, I would have thought you had been in your early 30s or late 20s or something with that kind of thought, because I would imagine that's what everyone is thinking now.
Yeah.
He's fortunate. He just looks that young.
Yeah.
Well, that too. Black don't crack. We know that. We know that. So
not even a gray hair.
I do. I actually do have a gray hair that's growing in the chin. Chin hair, but I cut it off so I don't keep it. But no, I carry it over from basketball.
Don't pluck it; it'll turn into 5. Just cut it.
I just cut it. Nice clippers, T-lines, get it done. But I carry that over from basketball. I have favorite basketball players. Like, you can't. There's just too many good basketball players to be a fan of just one basketball team. So I carry that over now. Like you mentioned, the me, the money. There is no team loyalty. Mm-hmm. I'm always a big proponent of get your paper, get paid, wherever that may be. So it's easier for me to just follow the career of a person and know whatever they do, it's gonna be stellar. Kobe Bryant comes to mind. Like, I know Kobe is going to be great regardless of what team he has on his back. So I carry that over.
Mhm.
But he only had one team on his back, though.
Fair. That's
He's
I mean,
one of the
because
only. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Laker fan as well as a Bear fan. And I've always been, I mean, I've been these fans since like 1969, 1970. I mean, I go way back being a fan that way.
1870.
Huh?
I said 1870.
Right. So for me,
1770.
I mean, I take on the approach of like the Bears, you know, we draft a player. I'm now have a vested interest in that player because what we do when Bears draft somebody, we do all this research on the player. We do all the background on them. We do all these things so we get to know this player inside and out. So now I'm actually vested in this player. So even like with David Montgomery, he was here for 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm still a fan of his. He's gone now, but I'm still a fan of his because we drafted him. So I'm a Bear fan first, but I'm a Bear fan also of the people we draft.
That's why I can't play fantasy sports.
Yeah, I don't play fantasy because I think I would always lose because I think all my team would be Bears.
Yeah.
So I mean, this new age of going for voting or going for the actual player, that's kind of new to me. So because you're not the first person, obviously. So I've heard other people say that. But what then, besides the obvious, what draws you to a player other than his talent, or is it just his talent that calls you to root for him?
That was another question that I had for you guys. Talent. You got to be able to play the game. You can't just, be a player. You have to be able to, be good at it. Obviously, you get to be a professional. You have to be better than most, right?
Right.
But in order to, to be someone to follow, you have to be really, really talented. So yeah, no, it's when you know what talent looks like, when you've seen it, when it pops on the screen, you know what it looks like and you know what it should look like. And so it makes it easy for me to find it. I'm looking for that pop. I'm looking for that talent to flash across the screen. And when I see it, now I'm interested. I'm immediately invested in, what is he going to do next?
Okay.
I want to see it happen again.
Okay, with that, because as much as we may want to hate to say it, Rodgers was a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Rodgers. So are you a fan of his?
Absolutely. One of the best quarterbacks. He's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. I knew what quarterback play looked like because of Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I knew the slant was coming because of Aaron Rodgers. That's how when you saw his head, like you could barely, like when you saw the 22, his head barely moved. And when it did, the ball was coming. Like when you could see good quarterback play. Tom Brady, same thing. When his head moved, ball moved. Like you knew what the ball was going to do when he moved his eyes. I liked Matt Stafford for a very long time for the simple fact that he just threw it. Didn't care. He found who he was looking for, and the ball came out. He never had a number two. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do with Puka and Cooper Kupp having actual two receivers. But he knew how to find his receiver. So I think that's why Nakua is getting the reps that he's getting, because he knows how to find his number one and he gets the ball to him.
So what do you think of Jordan Love?
Oh no, I don't want to hear it.
I'm scared. I'm going to be real honest with you.
Don't get pulled.
No, I'm always curious when the Packers get talent. They don't need superstars. They don't need a star at the position. They wasted Aaron Rodgers because they didn't need Aaron Rodgers. They needed the system. Jordan Love has proven that he can run the system. And because he can run the system, he's almost as valuable as Brock Purdy.
Okay. And for Shorty's sake, what do you think of Badgett, our backup quarterback?
See, I was the stand. I was that dude that was saying,
okay,
PJ Walker, your time's up. I was that dude that saw the
I had
talent.
my finger on the button, guys. I thought it was about to go wrong.
No. I saw that look. I got that same feeling that I got when I saw Justin Herbert. I got that same feeling that I got when I saw Aaron Rodgers. Not comparing them, but I saw his ability to read. It was like 1, 2. He's already read through the first progression. He already knows that's not gonna. By the time he's on his hitch, he's already at 2, 3. So you could tell he was reading. He's reading as he's moving, and the ball came out. People were saying, well, he's doing this against 4th and 5th stringers.
Doesn't matter.
I'm like, cool. He's doing this with 4th and 5th stringers. Imagine what he's going to do with 2nd and 3rd stringers. Imagine what he's going to do with actual guys who's running those routes. The guys that run those routes professionally for a living. Mm-hmm. So if he can read now with garbage guys, he's going to read guys that know how to get open professionally.
Okay. So what do you think about Justin Fields then?
Wait, really quick. Before you go on. So what you're saying is that right here, my eyes are not playing tricks on where'd it go? Oh, wrong screen. Hold on, we gotta go to here. My eyes are not playing tricks on me here then? With that release?
I don't care about a release.
Yeah, but if you're reading the play in the middle of it, and you also have the release to go along with it, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm done. I just wanted to go on my little Tyson Bagent release.
Well, we've clearly seen that release points don't really matter. We know that, the way that these quarterbacks are getting the ball off now is almost like, they're playing basketball at this point with the pill. So we know that it doesn't really, we've been so conditioned to see the overarm, the overhand throw, the tight spiral come off the hand. We're so used to the guy standing up straight that, a guy throwing it out of a 3/4 sling is like the new thing. And baseball players have been throwing out a 3/4 for forever. So it's not new. People watch baseball, all the time. So, 3/4 is not a new arm slot for many.
Okay.
I like this fraudulent CJ. Makes a good point.
The imposter.
He hasn't gotten pulled yet. He's done a great
man.
I did have a question for you guys, and you let me know where you guys were going, and I will save them for later if necessary.
Please ask.
All right, so we were talking about talent,
mm-hmm.
And so what I've seen or what I've observed over the last few years is the good teams are drafting good players in this, despite of scheme. They're drafting players and finding scheme around those players. It seems that the Bears are getting back to drafting players with talent, finding the talent, and then draft or creating the scheme around it. That's at least what it looks like, or at least that's what Poles is looking like. He's trying to do is find the players and get the scheme to go with those players. My question to you guys: is scheme more important than talent, or is talent more important than scheme?
Oh, can I go?
Your show.
Talent is more important than scheme. That's it. I'm done. That was my answer.
Go ahead, Foster.
You guys can elaborate.
Go ahead, Foster.
Well, I'm gonna say talent is more important than scheme, because you can always change your game plan to your talent. I gotta go with talent, man. Like I just said it, as far as changing the scheme, because that's where we're at with Fields right now. I think that's part of the overthinking process, man. And is if this is the same system as last year, correct? I should probably not talk about this now, but it's the same system. So if you look at what he did from week 7 to 17, and take out the running part, even just take his passing how his passing changed over those 10 weeks, man, where he was throwing less interceptions and more touchdowns and a few more yards. So he was doing more read and reacting than he's done in the last two games, especially this last game, because he should have got through the progressions, or if the offensive line, which wasn't as terrible as everybody says it was, if you look at the all 22 on it. I mean, they all had mistakes in the last two games, but go back and watch it. Go back and look at each offensive line and what they did during that game. Yeah, they had their problems, but it wasn't the end of the world. So if you take away the stuff that they're throwing at him now and let him just go back and run the scheme the way that they've shown him to run it without adding all this extra little things on it, and let him just, because the guy's fast enough, strong enough, definitely strong enough. He could take a hit. His passing's accurate, especially on the deep ball. I mean, unless statistics lie or our eyes. I'm not saying he's always accurate, but who is accurate every play? Nobody. So the last thing is read and react. And this last game, the read and reaction was not to where I thought he should be by now. You guys answer that one, but it's talent. It's talent, because he's got the talent that you could put in any scheme. So that's my answer.
Okay, I'm gonna be the odd man out. I want to say it's truly a combination of the two.
Okay.
Because
it is,
because you just can't have talent. Because I'll say this: Tom Brady in a running system wouldn't work, where he has to be a running quarterback. So he has talent, but he has to be able to be in the right system. And I think you have to marry those two. It's very important that you get a guy who can fit your scheme. Now, the caveat to that for me is when you're bringing in a new coach, the new coach has to evaluate what players he has. If he has players who fits a power scheme, that ought to be the scheme he implements, because that's what the player he has, until he's able to get more finesse players if that's what he wants to do. So he has to be able to evaluate that. But when it comes to actually drafting your players, draft players that can fit your scheme. You don't want to draft a player who's not going to fit your scheme, because it's going to be a waste. Because if you got a defensive end who's fast off the edge and can get to the quarterback, you don't want to have him in a two-gap system where he has to stand up this blocker, look at the A gap and the B gap, or the B gap and the C gap, to where you got to maintain two gaps, because he's not strong enough to do that. So is he a bad player? No, he's a very talented player, like a Javon Curse, if you remember him. He was like a demon coming off that edge. But if you would have put him in a two-gap system, he would have failed. So you have to marry the player with the scheme. I mean, you have to do it, because if you don't, it'd be a waste.
Okay.
Of course, that's the easiest answer, is to marry them both. I would have said the same shit, but I thought we got to pick one or the other, not both, because anybody could pick both. I'm just saying what I think, dude. It's a hard question.
Together, you got to merge them both.
You have to be able to merge them both. That's the problem. If I could just go get talent, like somebody even said, that's the problem. We got all this stuff and got talent, but the scheme's messed up with the talent or something. Whatever they're using today, whatever the story is today. Sorry.
Well, you have to.
So what I've found is that we find talent. Ryan Pace was good at finding talent, and then the scheme never matched with the talent. We have talent currently.
Yep.
The scheme is not matching the talent.
Give me an example.
So I hated Mitch, right? I'll give you an example. Mitch Trubisky. That's the best example, the most recent. Mitch had a skill. Mitch had a really, really good skill. Mitch could get on the run, and he can throw the ball. Plus, he knew wherever Allen Robinson was, he knew, I'm going to throw the ball to Allen Robinson. Player be damned, ball to Allen Robinson, right?
Right.
We never had really a compliment to Allen Robinson, but I digress. he never had the scheme to go with his talent. We had talent, never the right scheme. No one ever tried to. There's always this delay in taking the talent and getting the scheme to go with the talent. There's always a delay in taking the talent, aka Justin Fields, and putting the scheme with the Bears. And this is only the Bears. They only struggle with finding the talent and getting the scheme to go with the talent. I get sick of hearing, well, I feel like the easiest cop out. Well, you guys don't know what you're looking at. When the quarterback when former quarterbacks start to tell us what we're looking at this point, at what point do we need to start listening? If former quarterbacks looking at the scheme and going, this is not right, and everybody knows that this guy is super talented, at what point do we bypass the scheme for the talent? Or do we always stick to the scheme, talent be damned?
Well, hold on a second. I just got to interfere here and say, I am so impressed. You must be watching this channel because you said that entire little phrase there without saying the N-word. And I had the button ready for.
I'm not even going to get into that. I have zero thought.
I thought you were going to say his name.
And he shows it anyways.
And I had to fuck it all up and pull him up anyways because I was like, he's gonna say it. But
I try to tell him, CJ, and I don't think he believed me, man. Sorry. So I do apologize for that.
All right. Also, I do want you to notice how pedestrian or how mortal Patrick Mahomes looks this year. And I'll leave it at that.
No, because you're right. And it's a lot of it is look at who does he got as receivers nowadays, man? All his receivers.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
You don't think so?
No.
When you don't have that, when Mitch didn't have the Allen Trubisky,
it's the guy in his ear. It's the guy who is dapping him up on the sideline, telling him, "Good job, bud. It's okay. You're reading that. You're reading that, okay."
The man who's in Washington these days.
Yeah, that's who stayed on his
just look fabulous, doesn't it? I mean, who thought they'd be 2-0?
Well, that was done. I know why that was done, but I'm glad he did it. So
yeah,
he needed to do that. Eric Bieniemy needed to do what he did or what he's doing.
Right.
Show exactly who he is without anybody's assistance. We don't need.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I thought Eric Bieniemy was the product of the system, just like the N-word we just talked about.
And you have to give it another name besides the N-word.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a bad word. I'm trying to. Isn't it? It's just as bad, isn't it? The N-A word. How about that? Because if I say it, I'll have to pull it up again.
Man,
but
I think what the problem was with Mitch. Mitch, for one, didn't have enough reps as a quarterback in college. He just didn't. 13 starts or something like that. And then when he comes here, he's behind a quarterback that in Glennon that was clueless. So his whole start was bad. Then the next year he gets that guy as his coach. And if you notice with his mechanics was off. You know, his feet pointing one way and he's throwing another way. It's like, dude, you're not getting the fundamentals taught to you. And that's part of the problem. I think one of the things I admire about Green Bay and them sitting the quarterbacks, you get a chance to teach them, you know, hey, this is what we want you guys to do. You know, have your foot here under huddle. And then, you know, you work on these mechanics because when Rodgers first came in the league, he had a horrible release. But by the time he started starting, his relief was, prolific. And that's what I'm saying. But they had time to work with these guys. Whereas certain quarterbacks, you know, they getting thrown into the fire like Mitch did, and you can get ruined.
Justin.
And I'm worried about Justin if he starts seeing ghosts Who was it? Who was that quarterback that said they were seeing ghosts or something like that? Was that
Joey?
Was that Daniels?
No, Joey from Oregon. What was his name from years
Harrington.
back? Who?
What's the Harrington? Joey Harrington.
Harrington saw ghosts. What's his name's brother? Who's now
I know you're talking about.
He played for the
Carr.
Raiders. Carr, yeah.
Carr,
Carr's brother definitely sees
David Carr, yeah.
It's you don't want your quarterback to get there to where they start seeing ghosts because they're so worried about the pass protection. So again, get them to work on their mechanics, and you do that in the off season, and you teach them, hey, as soon as you hit this back foot, you're releasing the ball, and by teaching them that, you can develop good habits. And if you don't, we'll see when a quarterback start overthinking and what he should be doing, he'll be missing wide open guys. And that's why I say I don't think it's too late for him. It's just we need to ring it in before it gets too late.
Okay. I can go to answer your question about Justin. Justin has talent. There's no doubt. I've seen it. I watched that Ohio State many times. I used to be an Ohio State fan, so I know what that looked like. There's by the time you get to the pros from college, unless there's some drastic issue with your footwork, I don't think you really need to be messing with. You need to really mess with with the bottom half of your release. Because of that muscle memory, you really don't want to be messing with that part. Arm, upper half of the body, tweak it as much as you want. But you really don't want to be talking about footwork. Footwork really shouldn't be what you're working on unless it's just egregious, right? And we know his footwork wasn't really egregious. It's something that they want him to do. It's something that he wants to do. It's something that we want to see him, we want to see him look like what a quarterback should look like. But with that said, when you have a talent like he does, we all know he don't want to run. Really, he really wants to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Why are the schemes not matching what he's doing? A la Josh Allen. Josh Allen, when was the last time when you see Josh Allen, his route combinations start at like 7 to 15 with Diggs at almost like 9.5. Like when you see Diggs get the ball, it's at 7, it's at 9 with room to run. Stephon Diggs never, if it's rarely on the screen, but his best player is getting the ball 7-9 yards down the field. Justin is obviously he doesn't have that same luxury, but we all know he wants to push the ball. But none of those concepts are getting there. We're doing the short throws. We're trying to do the extension of the run game when we have the best run game in the league. I don't understand the scheme. I don't understand the scheme that he's trying to do with the talent that he has.
Do you think it's the change in the footwork that's messing him up? It's almost like you're going from right-handed to left-handed in a way because you were used to going off your right foot this whole time from the shotgun.
I give some credence to what Tim Jenkins said. There's got to be there's something to the footwork, is something to the release, there's something there that's causing him to miss receivers. I don't think it's just he's reading too fast. I don't think it's that they're not getting open. I don't think that it's the scheme itself. But there's something that's changed. I can't put my finger on it because we are talking 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't put my finger on what has changed. There is something changing. There's something has changed. I can't tell you what it is, but there is some change in his ability to get to the top of his drop, find the receiver, get the ball out of his hand.
He takes 2 steps. It's like Swifty plays it a lot in his videos when he's talking. It's in practice, and Fields is throwing to a wide open. It's just a receiver drill. There's nobody guarding either him or the receiver. And he drops back and he's about to throw it. And he does one of these and then he pulls it back again and he throws it because he sees him coming across the middle and he like hitches and he does it again. He's doing that in the games, like to what you're saying. So it's almost like he's thinking too much even in practice. And he's like, oh, nope, I'm supposed to throw it like this, So
yeah. So I've likened it to, it's almost like they've told him footwork, progression, ball. And it's like you can see him go, okay, let me do my footwork. Let me read my progression. Oh, there's the down, throw the ball. That's how it looks. It's not, I'm dropping back, I'm reading as I'm dropping. I'm reading as I'm dropping. I get to my drop, ball. It's I'm reading, I'm dropping. Okay, I've dropped. Now I'm reading. Okay, I've read. Now I'm throwing. And then I'm throwing. That's how it looks. And obviously it's much more faster. Like it's faster than what I'm saying, but it's exactly how it looks when you see it. It's footwork, progression, ball. And it's like you can hear him, you can almost hear him think through it. Like, I've seen, I could be completely off.
I'm gonna be like PJ in the beginning of the show.
Yes, I could be completely off. But when you look at other quarterbacks like Tua, he's dropping back, but he's already read through the first read. Like Josh, he's dropping back, but you can see one. He's now at 2 by the time he's ready to throw. He's back to 1 when he gets to the top of his hitch. So you can see when quarterbacks are doing it, you can see it. You can see the reads a lot quicker. And if you're watching all 22, you're just watching the helmet. But it looks like he's thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, ball. And there's that one play. There's that one play in the first quarter that DJ Moore is wide open and he's clapping for the ball. And you can dead see it on the TV copy. And I'm like, if you can see it on the TV copy, I know he can see it on the field.
Yes.
And so I'm just like, okay, how many times do you have DJ Moore going in his ear off camera going, throw the ball?
Right. And there was even one play where he caught the ball, but it was thrown a little bit too late, so it caused him to tippy toe out of bounds. When he was wide, he had a shot to the end zone, and he was pissed about it.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I do have all the offensive all 22 to pull up here in a minute. And you're doing a great job here with us. A lot of people for the first time on the show, CJ, interrupt because they don't know when the next person is talking. It's just a natural reaction. You're doing a fucking fantastic job, by the way. I'm gonna let you guys talk about this while I take my honorary piss of the show, because then we're gonna bring up the all 22 and talk about this stuff. Okay?
Cool. There, I just got rid of them. I just took them off.
I can't even pull myself.
Nope, not today. Not today, brother. No, man, just it's so interesting. You're talking as you're talking, man. I'm listening to you and I'm looking at the comments, and I could literally throw a comment for most of the stuff you were saying, man. I don't know if you saw it, but I actually did, because some people are saying a little different things. There's a few people that I know a guy that told me Poles and everybody ought to go now, today, like an hour ago.
Poles
it's not Poles' fault. He goes, I'd rather have pace than Poles. And I'm like, dude, you do not know what you're saying. I've lived too many paces. So have you, dude. We've seen too many pace type operations. Players out, money out, old guys in that are at the end of their careers or whatever. We've seen too much of that.
Are we going to admit that Pace found a whole lot of gems in the late rounds that were relatively decent? I will agree that he found something to hang his hat on. He was good before he got on as the general manager. He was good at finding late round gems for the Saints, and he carried that over, and that was the best thing he could do.
See, I heard a little bit of that some of that was like he was more heavily involved with the Bears' first 3 rounds here. And the scouting did a little more on the later rounds. I don't know if that's correct. I mean, he did have final say, but you gotta have great scouting to do this to begin with. You just gotta have the scouting. I don't like Poles. I know he made some changes, but he didn't change everybody in that scouting room. So, I don't know. I just that is. I just look at the whole body of work, and I just got sick of him trading up and not picking the right person. Like I would never pick Trubisky. I don't even want Mahomes.
Oh no, no one would have.
Watson.
No one in their right mind would have
Deshaun
picked Trubisky. No, nobody in their right mind should have picked Trubisky. Deshaun Watson was the consensus choice and should have been the consensus choice.
But there was teams that had him high on their list. They did, and I know he played 14 or 16 games. I think something like that. It's not enough. It's not enough at the college level. Then you still got to get on the field more, man, in game situation.
I got one thing I wanted to throw at you guys.
Absolutely.
Do you think Poles purposely went into this season with a bad defensive line? I've been racking my brain for the longest time to figure out if Poles purposefully went into the season going, yeah, I don't care if my defensive line is any good.
Dude, I have thought the same thing, especially the last, today's Thursday. So the last 3 or 4 days, I'm looking at the last 2 games going, and then I'm going, no, I just don't. I just don't. I think he's smart in the way he spends and he uses the draft capital because we there's a couple things that he could have done different. Okay. But I figure he sees that he's going to have, this team isn't as good as everybody thinks it is. And I'm Poles right now. So this team isn't going to be as good as everybody thinks it is because we're missing 25-30% of the pieces. And this is the first time a lot of these guys are playing together because how many guys do we got left from last year? 10? Literally, it's something like that, 10 or 12 guys from last year's team. So it's just hard for them to get the continuity, and they know the team isn't as good as people think and as it appears, but the talent level has increased, but I'm still missing like 3 or 4 guys on that defense, and I'm still missing 2 or 3 guys on that offense that I want on that offense. So, and that's what I keep going over the same thing. I'm like, so did he just stay on this to just make this year another kind of tank, but not tank? You know what I'm saying? Not that he's tanking. He just didn't know how good the talent that he got, how good it was going to mesh during the season. And it's way too early to even tell. I told him, I said, dude, talk to me in 10 weeks. In week 12 or 13, sometime at that point, then I'll go back and I'll look at the Bears with you. And then you tell me that you want all these Poles and everybody gone. So, that's just one conversation of like 70 in the last 3 or 4 days about this stuff. There's so many turns to it. So to answer your question, I don't think he did it on purpose. He just said, look, I got an opportunity to set up the linebackers here. I'm going to do some changing in my draft, and I'm going to get some good talent on this defense because we don't have any, and we couldn't afford any last year to begin with because of the mess that Pace left me. So he's gotten what he could, the most out of those picks and that money. And in the meantime, whether it's Fields or somebody else, somebody's going to need a really big contract at some point, correct? I don't know who. We're thinking it's going to be Fields if he progresses the way that everybody anticipates. Okay. They might even know. He might even know that this is okay. I'm probably going to be done with Fields now, but I still think it's too early to do that. I thought I saw Fields have it in that Pittsburgh game 2 years ago when I saw that game where he's like, dude, you just got to drive down there, and he goes, okay, we're going to go down the field and score. And they did. That's when I latched on to him. I mean, I watched Ohio State. I know the stories with George and everything, but that game just made me say, okay, this guy's got something different here. He's got something different here.
I got to tell you, you are no longer the fraudulent CJ. Now the other. If the CJ Sport Network comes on here, he's the fraudulent CJ.
Right.
No,
absolutely.
That's the beauty of the handle. Just CJ is good enough.
There is no fraudulent CJ. Period. There never was.
I know, all in good.
Unless Dan changes his name to CJ, then there's a freaking fraudulent CJ around for sure.
Fair.
All right, I have a question for chat. And I want to go around with you guys too and get your guys' opinion. And I want chat's opinion. Everybody in chat, I want you guys to let me know. Do we want to watch the entire all 22 offense and defense? Or do we want to watch just the all 22 offense? And talk about
offense.
Okay, that's one for offense.
Well, I would go with the offense too. So.
Okay, just making sure.
We
want to make sure.
Wait, didn't we have a super chat while you were gone? We did.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did you pull it up?
Nope.
Sports talk retro feels needs to pull a Cutler. Fucks Getsy.
You do you.
You do you. Yeah, exactly.
Well, nobody does retro like retro, from what I understand.
Okay, Ron Winarski. Ron, what's up, Ron? Ron says offense. Tin Ping says offense. Jerome says offense. I guess it's offense. We're doing it. Let's go.
Mark says offense. Jerome says offense.
What were you going to say? It doesn't matter anymore, CJ.
This time you're outvoted. You'll look at either one of them. He's done it already.
George. How you pronounce George's last name here?
George Selekis?
Selekis? Okay.
George, thanks for joining us. James Ford, thanks for joining us.
Good to see you, Ravi. Ron Winorski.
Oh, Bierman. Great to see you guys.
James Ford.
All right,
George,
let me remove this
Selekis, Hair Bear, Robbie, Doug, Cliff.
We truly appreciate you guys joining the chat.
Tin Pan Dog,
Jeremy Munoz,
and Mark Pazak, CJ Williams. There you
Leo
are.
Factor,
That's
J2K.
All right, so let me rewind this. So this I did every play, at least I think I did, on offense. If I missed one, I apologize. But we can kind of go through this together, because as long as we're talking about it, there shouldn't be any issues with this. So
Don't
here's
pull up
obviously
Fields and start thinking, Dan. Don't pull up Fields and start thinking in the middle of the play. You just got to read and react.
Right. So now here's the first play of the game, right?
You got to be able to stop it, though.
Yep, I do. I can.
Okay.
I can rewind it too. So
now, with that play right there, I have no problems with that. I mean, seemed like as soon as he hit his back foot, he released it. Seemed like he threw it on time. No overthinking at all. Boom. Okay, he did step up once. He did do one hitch.
Right. But it was better. It was more on time than
correct.
And the thing that sucks about the new all 22 is they only show you this view. You can only see the offensive line. They used to show you the whole expanded view so you could actually see everything. But I agree with you. That was a good play. So let's just do notches. So that's good or bad. So we have one good, right?
Right.
All right, here we have another one. He dropped back, threw the ball. It might have been to the wrong guy. What do you think about what is that, a curl route at the seam there on the, who is that at the 40?
Can you slow it down? Do you have the ability to do slow motion?
No, all I can do is this.
Okay. Given right there, it seemed like that's the only viable. I mean, I guess you could have hit the guy over the middle.
You could have hit. That looks like a curl route at the 32. You could have hit him on the inside of the.
Yeah, but that cornerback was on him up until he threw the ball, so I don't think the guy was open. See, look, he was all over him.
Mooney.
Okay.
You're talking about at the top of the screen. Well, second from the top.
Yeah, at the right hash. No, sorry, that was the top. That was the guy at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, so the guy at the top.
He was covered. Yes.
Yeah, he was all covered.
Yeah, they were covered. He might have had the back at the bottom, but he was covered too. And then if he's going to throw that ball, he needed to throw it when there was a step in between them.
But
so Mooney could have went upfield instead of going lateral.
This is an example of the scripted plays, though, right?
Yeah, but if you notice, he threw it on time too.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. He threw it on time.
It's scripted. These are the ones they worked on the most to start the game with, right?
Right.
Okay.
Matt Nagy special.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I said his name.
You said
I'm not even going to get into that. I have zero thought.
Zero thought he does. All right, where are we at here? So
Did it take too much?
all right, so now so where should we have gone here? What's going on with this play?
Now I have a different.
I'll pause it at each interval. Here we go.
Stop. I think because I was listening to JT O'Sullivan, what he said was what Fields did on this, he looked to his right as soon as he got the ball and then came back to do the mesh, because on this mesh, he should have gave it as opposed to keeping it, because the defensive end did not crash down. He didn't crash down, so you give the ball away because he was waiting for Fields.
Right. Yeah. He would have had the ball in his hands by then, and the block would have
Herbert would have got at least probably 3 yards on the carry.
3, 4, 5 yards.
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Then we can watch it again from this angle.
See what you'll see his head. Watch his head. See how he looked to the right? Did you see that?
Yep.
See, and they say on that play, he's not supposed to do that. He's not supposed to look to the right. He either do the mesh for he can read number 8, because that's who he's supposed to be reading is number 8. If number 8 is crashing down, Fields then pull it. If he doesn't pass, because see he's waiting on Fields, so that's why Fields should have gave it away.
Right, number 9.
Is that his number? Oh, okay, I thought it was number 8. My fault.
But yeah, right there.
Yeah.
If he would have had the ball, he would have at least had 2 yards.
Yeah.
3
2?
yards. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying
he's touching his nose on the goal line at that point if he gives him the ball.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
If he gives him the ball, he's out running 45. You can tell he was just reading it. I mean, just so. He's the only person that's got a shot at this play.
He looked right instead of left on this play.
Devin White.
I think there was a holding on the Bears there, though.
Okay, so we
they
have
didn't call.
We have 2, 1, and 1 bad, right?
Yep.
All right, so let's watch this. Yeah, you're right. That could have been a touchdown. 31 would have had a hard time catching him there.
31's a stud now. I don't know.
All right, so here's. Okay, so that was a good one.
Yes, I have no problem with that one. It seemed like as soon as he hit that back foot again, he released it.
I agree. Bada boom, bada bing. Throw the ball. Gone. That was a nice trigger on that. Okay, so that's 3 good, 1 bad. This is the first drive. I mean, this drive was a good drive because they scored.
Absolutely.
And it was also scripted. But the next drive was probably scripted too, right?
What do they say? Normally your first 15 plays are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mo Behrman says the reasons for the scripted plays is to see what the defense gives to certain offensive concepts. The failure comes when they can't properly build upon the foundation of those early plays. Correct. Well said, Mo.
Good point there, Mo.
I mean, this is just playing to his strengths here with the rollout and good concept.
I don't know if I was him on that one, just for stats' sake, I think I would have passed it to DJ.
Just get a touchdown pass. Add to your stats, right? You don't need touchdowns. We got another super chat from Retro saying, Bears don't play to their strengths. Bears don't play to their strengths fixed?
Bears don't play to their player strengths.
Oh, Bears don't play to their player strengths fixed? Oh, fixed. Is it fixed?
Fixed.
I don't think so. It's just idiocracy.
There he is.
All right.
That was a good extra point there, boy. Ooh, man.
Oh, by the way, player of the season so far? The kicker.
I gotta use this.
He hasn't missed anything. He's
No,
got to be one of the best kickers in the league by now.
his consistency so far, man. Going back to preseason too. He did. I stopped putting it up because of covers. Switch me and CJ, man. Can you? Switch me and CJ.
Yeah. There you
go. There you go.
All right. So what was this play? Let's go back to this one.
Hi, Lynn. Lynn Hayden.
Lynn. What's up, Lynn?
Is that your co-host from yesterday, was it?
Yeah, I do a show with Lynn on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. She's out in Las Vegas. So, all right. So here we have, that was a check us out on Wednesdays. She is fucking hilarious.
Yes, she is.
She's awesome, man.
Yeah, she is.
Check out her channel too, Lynn Hayden. It's nothing special, just Lynn Hayden.
Yep.
Okay, so now we have a play action from the shotgun.
Stop.
Boom. Let's go back.
Now.
Let's go back. Let's go back again. Let me stop that right when you wanted me to stop that.
Okay.
All right, so play action and right here. Right.
See,
right
right
there.
now, no one's turned and looking at him. Right now, I'm not saying he's supposed to wait till the turn, but I don't know where he's looking because I can't see his head that well. But I'm thinking, the second receiver from the top, he's cutting in. That to me ought to be the guy he goes to. Now I don't know if he's going to go to him or not, but it seems like that's going to be the guy who should be open
on the left hash mark, right?
Yes.
But I mean, yes.
The ball is already released. See, the ball's already released, and he's throwing it to Claypool, I think it is, at the 40. And according to what JT Sullivan said, he'd never seen a person turn in like that. He thought that Claypool was supposed to turn out. And if he would have turned out, Fields would have hit him.
Okay, but here's
that doesn't surprise me, man.
So
it seemed like there was.
Go ahead, CJ.
No, go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say you could clearly see he's looking. He's definitely not. He's reading left, but he's not looking there. He goes down to what appears to be Claypool, down here on this bottom 40, and he's going there because his first read, I don't think he sees it. I don't think he sees it, or he's late to it. Or
he hasn't cleared the
linebacker
yet. That's what I'm seeing. He hasn't cleared the linebacker yet, so he's looking over there to his left with the guy on the left hash, but he hasn't cleared the linebacker yet. So then when he comes and look at Claypool cuts in when Field throws out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was throwing him. I think he was trying to throw him open.
Hold on a second, Dan. What I was trying to say, it appeared several times that people were not running the right routes. How do you have three guys standing at the same spot within 2 yards of each other, left or right? Three guys all turn around at the same time. You're asking for a problem. If that's a set play, I don't know if you guys remember the play. It's coming up.
Right.
Where they were all on the right side. It was Komet. I can't remember what Komet, Claypool, and somebody else. I think it was Mooney, or it might have been DJ, where Claypool got the farthest, but they all turned around at the same time, man. And he threw the ball at Komet, and it was incompletion. So, and that ties into what J2K was saying, I think. He brought up.
And here we'll get a better angle of where he's looking here at the drop back.
Before you start, can you stop it real quick? What I just noticed on that play right here, Claypool started to break out, and then he broke back in. And when he started to break out, Fields is throwing the ball at that time. So you can't stop. You're faking out your quarterback, basically. If you're watching, watch what he does. We're talking about Claypool down here. See, you're gonna see him break. He's gonna break out at the 40. At the 40-yard line, he's gonna turn to his right, then he can turn back to his left. See how he's turning out?
Yep.
See, he turned out.
It's almost like
look at Fields. Look at Fields. He's now throwing. He's in the motion of throwing.
He should have thrown him the ball right there.
Well,
right?
that's what he did. That's what he's doing. He's going to throw the ball right now. He's throwing it now. Claypool's cutting back in. See?
Keep going.
But he should have thrown it a half second earlier. When the guy was 2 feet off him.
Well, that's what a lot of people are saying, that he doesn't throw it. He doesn't throw him open. He's not throwing it essentially throwing it to his hip. And that's what a lot of people are trying to gripe at Justin about, as far as he's not throwing with anticipation. Well, playing with the receivers he's playing with, I don't blame him, first of all. But when you look at that route, I don't know if that's an option route. I don't know if that's an out route. I don't know if that's a stop route. But it looks like Justin is throwing him away, trying to throw him away from the defensive back, which is literally standing behind him.
Well, look at what Jay Sanders says in the chat. He that we can pull it up.
I'm trying to find it.
You can't change the route on the fly. Is that the one you're looking for?
No, he was saying that he can't turn. I wonder if he was talking about he can't take out the quarterback. The play is designed for him to turn in.
Right here.
Okay.
This is one.
Oh,
yeah. You can't change the route on the fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that Claypool fucking up again here?
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because seeing as though he broke out, and that's when Fields started throwing it, and then he cut back in.
Should have been out at least.
Yeah. And if there's going to be problems with the routes, then you can't. How can you be consistent, man? That's crazy.
He's going out. He's going out, and he stops and go back the other way.
It's almost like a deep. I forget what the route of this call is called, but it's like a dig route where he's supposed to go out deep and cut into the center, but he's faking out to the sideline and then cutting back into the center. And one of these two had it wrong. Claypool thought it was deep.
Isn't that one of those plays where they call check with me? And because he has the option, maybe he had the option of going in and out. But if you have the option, you got to declare. And from what he's looking like, if I'm the quarterback, I'm thinking he's going out. So I'm like Fields, I'm throwing it out. I don't expect him to go fake out and then cut back in. And that's what he does.
Yeah. All right, let's. So we're done with this play. But that was Mooney wide open across the middle of the field there.
Well, Claypool was open too if he would have kept going.
Right route, yeah.
And he threw it on time.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he's late. He's a tick late.
He's a tick late? Okay.
You can see it.
He's a tick
late.
Yeah.
He's a tick late. There's 2 hitches when he throws that ball. That ball should have been out on the first hit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it would have been a completion. And then he would have probably been tackled from right there. But it would have been a completion for yardage. Because he had 2 steps on him or whatever it was. Step and a half.
So how is so what is that?
You're messing me up, Dan. You went backwards.
I went backwards? I let the play go.
Never mind. Ignore me.
I'm just looking at the offensive line here. It looks like Whitehair is getting manhandled for a second.
All year.
Oh yeah.
Another screen.
Now somebody missed a block.
Position's not good for Patrick or Whitehair, I don't think anymore.
Somebody missed a block, obviously, on this one.
Yeah, we'll see it here.
When the linebacker breaks, you know it's a problem.
Yeah.
Looked like Johnson.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he missed the block, but he read that play a mile away at that point.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
They know everyone. They know the Bears are running screens all day. Yeah, well, they said it themselves after the game. They saw the play coming. They wanted to intercept it at the end.
Right.
I don't know why I took that much time to record that. I thought I missed the kickoff. I was trying to go right back to the next. Okay, here we go. Let's fast forward through that. Okay, so
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of downhill runs. It's almost like he's decided that he doesn't want to run the I formation, even though he's currently running the I formation.
Right.
But it's not working. And I'm curious on how much of Tevin Jenkins going on IR really derailed this team at this point. Because it looks like him going to the IR must have like just took the plans and just balled them up and threw them in the garbage at that point.
Well, I mean, the entire offensive line hasn't come to fruition. You know, Davis missing pretty much all the entire season so far. Jenkins getting injured.
I don't really put a lot of that on him. I mean, now that we know his situation,
of course not. I'm not putting it on. I'm just saying it doesn't help for the continuity of the offensive line.
Fair. That's fair. I can go with that. I think Cody Whitehair getting hurt. Back to PJ's point earlier, watching someone get drafted and then following their career. I watched Cody Whitehair get drafted in Chicago that year. He got drafted in Chicago from Kansas State, and so I'm a big fan of Cody Whitehair, and I'm sad that he's had such malpractice.
Me too. I agree with you on that. Yes, and he's getting old, so now what do you expect? You know,
right?
Malpractice.
I thought they did him a disservice when they drafted him and immediately moved him to center when he played guard and tackle in college.
Exactly.
Never played center. I understand that our center that year got hurt being Grasu, but we brought in Sutton instead of moving Sutton, who's not going to be here long term, who has a little bit of center experience. I would have put him at center. Although, yeah, you played good at guard. I'm going to put you at center because I'm going to develop this young rookie I got as my guard and keep him there long term. And then you moved him around and all this other stuff. You kind of derailed his career, in my opinion.
Yeah,
agree. This here is a good play for Justin. This is a 1-2-3 throw, decisive throw, pulls the trigger, boom.
Agreed. Only thing I would say about that play, seemed like his drop backs are kind of moving in slow motion sometimes. Him taking the steps back, seemed like he's going slow. See that?
Yep. Well, that play called for it, I guess.
Right.
You're echoing Greg Gabriel.
Oh, am I? Okay.
Greg Gabriel said the same thing. He runs a 4.4 and drops back like he has a 6.5.
That has to be that footwork stuff that they were talking about that he's changed or he's working on.
Has to be, yep. Let's look at the offensive liner because this is a great play right here. Roshan is a stud, man.
Pause.
Let me go back a little bit. Roshan, this is a good draft pick, man. His brother commented on one of our videos.
I want to pause when you are seeing their blocking scheme. That's what I'm trying to point out there.
Me too. I was talking through it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, my bad. Oops, I have to go back one more click. All right, here we go. So I'll pause it in motion here.
Boom. Now, that right there, that's a recipe for a good play right there.
You got a two-banger on the tackle there. You got 84 going out to get somebody. Claypool looks like he's doing his job. Patrick is doing his job.
Oh, you seen that wall over there, right tackle?
Yep.
Man, you can see the developing that wall right there, like that monster of a man right there. Oh, go. Yeah. And what helps is the fact that the middle linebacker took the wrong hole.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Claypool did miss that block at first, but then he did make up for it. Now, what I didn't like about that play, watch what Claypool does after he makes the block.
Let's see.
You start watching?
Huh? No,
he starts watching.
He goes back to talk to the guy. So he kind of stumbles there. Now, he makes a heck of a block here. Boom.
Oh.
Heck of a block.
There you go.
See how he's coming back? He went back to talk to the guy.
He was just chipping along the way.
Like,
Who's next?
Can you just go block somebody else instead of talking?
What'd you have for lunch?
Let's hope he was just checking on him to make sure he was okay.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
All right, so what do we have here? I'll slow it down as it goes.
Stop for a minute. Have you guys saw anything so far really egregious out of Justin Fields?
No, in fact, we're without even keeping 100% score. We're at least there's one more there. We're 5-1 on bad plays.
See, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I said. After I watched this, it's like he didn't play as bad as I originally thought.
Go on. It changes. It changes. It just changes
as the script starts to change.
Mm-hmm.
But then it becomes the play caller's issue at some point, right?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. So I'll slow this down. Okay, so this is a running play. Oh, that's
that
was
somebody in the chat says J2K says the only thing that he sees bad so far of Fields has been his slow dropbacks, but that's it. And I concur with that. I agree.
J2K, you don't think the hitch on his? Where do you think the hitch on his pass is coming from? Not the footwork because he's changed it from left to right, foot forward, or because he's just trying to think too much, or the two are combined?
I would say this much. If you can pause it, I want to talk over the play. Now, Getsy teaches them to have a certain foot forward and a certain foot back. I don't know which is which. I forget.
Left foot forward. Prior to that, it was always right foot forward for him.
But see, when you have a right foot forward, you're able to throw that quick screen pass. If you guys ever see that, where they under center and they just hike the ball and take one step and throw it.
Because then your plant foot it's literally your third step is your plant foot, which is your right foot. So boom.
But you get it quicker. You can do it quicker if you got your right foot forward to where you take that right foot, you take that right step back and you throw it, you eliminate a step. So correct. I don't know why he teaches it a certain different way, but
did you forget, Peach, how many times the Bears ran that with the other guy?
Right.
And got nowhere, usually 3-yard loss.
Well, he also ran that.
Go ahead.
Getsy ran that with the other guy, too, in Green Bay, and it worked. So I think that's why they're trying to push it on him. Sorry, Foster.
No, it's all right.
They also do it under shotgun, Mark Kazak. Mark Kazak said, but that's in shotgun. No, what I'm talking about when they under center and they just take that quick step and throw it. Now, I don't see it so much here all the time, but there's a play where you don't even look for the seam. You're under center. You get the ball and you just go to the right and just throw it. You just rip it. That's where that footwork matters.
Is there something to be said with the footwork coming out from the under center as opposed to shotgun? If they're one and the same, shouldn't they both be the same? I mean, if they're both, if your right foot is back coming out of the shotgun or coming out of under center, wouldn't you want to? I'm just speculating. Wouldn't it help you to take the right foot, to have right foot forward out of?
You're doing more of a.
Your right foot is back if your left foot is forward. Because if you're under shotgun,
if your right foot's back in the shotgun.
So if you're in the shotgun, your right foot should be back too, right?
No, I'm saying if your right foot is back in the shotgun, what you're doing is you're then moving both your feet basically at the same time because you're throwing from your back foot. So you're moving both your feet at the same time to count your steps. So your steps are together, 1, 2, 3, as opposed to where if you got your left foot back and your right foot forward, you actually counting each individual step as opposed to counting them together, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. All right, this is just a replay of that last running play. Bears saying they were predictable in this game. It's ridiculous.
I agree.
They were.
I agree.
Yeah.
You could literally count first down, he was throwing it. Second down, there was coming to run. First down, he was throwing the ball. Second down, to run. You could literally, you could pick it up and note. Second down, he was running the ball. You could. I picked that up. Yeah.
Now this right here was a great play, and an even better play by the defensive back. It was a great throw. Great throw. Komet just need to do a better job of shielding off his body.
Yes.
Shielding the ball with his body.
Yep.
You can't get no better than that.
That was yes. I like how he throws the ball when he's on the run.
Let it go.
Yeah.
He took 2 extra steps he didn't need, but I'll excuse it because he needed to get away from him. But I think you could have got rid of that ball maybe a tick faster. But that's personal preference.
All right, this play. So where is this ball going? Komet, right?
Should be.
You would think.
Okay.
And it does.
Yeah.
There's 2 more plays on the good side.
And he threw it in rhythm.
Right. Bada boom, bada bing. Hit the ball, gone.
See? As soon as he hit that back foot, gone.
Yep.
Well done.
Look at they can't even run that screen in New York, PJ.
Huh?
Sorry, I had to throw this in, man.
No, go ahead.
Griffin goes, wow, the Giants just ran the Bears screen for negative yards.
The Giants are getting blown out 12-30. Hey, we could be the Giants, guys.
Yep.
Ooh, boy, I didn't think
Giants
Brian
got to
Dable
win,
was
dude.
that bad.
Giants even got to win though.
Hold on. Let me say this though.
Oh, they do. You're right.
Look at the personnel we got in, as far as the receivers. We got Travis Bell in. Is that his name? No, Scott. Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. Yeah.
Tyler Scott.
Yeah.
Tyler Scott.
Ball's on defense.
Then we got the punt returner in, and we got DJ Moore. That's not the best receiving corps. Just saying.
Moore's out.
So this is a run. Oh no, it's not.
Exactly.
That's why PJ brought it up. I remember this play.
But look at the dig on the 20 on the bottom on the right hash. He's open.
Look how he got his feet. Where's his feet at?
But the ball should have been thrown.
He can't throw it like that.
Hold on, the ball should have been thrown. Let's go through it here.
Okay. Stop.
Nope.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
You got to go another tick.
Right now. The ball's got a spot right there.
Could have hit the man in the middle. If you go another tick, you got the curl at the bottom too.
Who are you saying you should throw it to? I'm sorry.
Bottom.
I'm saying the bottom at the 20. That's a dig route to the inside at the bottom.
Where's his eyes at? His eyes look like, to me, he's looking at number 15. And he can't throw it to 15 because of that linebacker right there, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, again, I'm not trying to make excuses. Please don't think I am. I'm just trying to really look at what we see in here.
But you can tell. So you know from here, what is this? Is this man or zone?
They're starting you in man. Mm-hmm. Middle field closed.
It looks like they're fooling him. It looks like a zone. It looks like it's going to be a zone to me from this view, because they're not playing. They're playing so far off. I would think. I mean, I'm just an idiot, but I'm thinking zone here.
Right.
But then it looks like as it starts to progress, now you can start to see it's man.
And he's looking to his left, right? Now he's looking in the middle.
Right.
He's looking in the middle at number 15. I think that's where the way his head is pointing.
Right. But he missed the dig on the bottom right there. Should have thrown the ball. Boom.
Now, because he dropped his arm, yeah, he can come back up and throw it real quick, but how open is that guy going to be? I mean, again, seems like he's
got the throwing lane too. I mean, boom, right there.
But look like he's already in the motion to start moving.
He's going to move.
Yeah, he's moving. Boom, he's moving. He's looking at. I think he's looking at him now. So yeah, he should. Well,
yeah, there you go, J2K.
Okay, but he stopped.
Mad concepts.
Now he already danced out of position. Now the play's over.
He's looking at Komet. He's looking at Komet after 30.
See, and that's what they've coached out of him. They coached out of him. He's looking right. There's nothing to his right. He could have. That's 40 yards by himself if he goes. And they coached it out of him. They coached that out of him because that's a takeoff. There's no way he's standing there looking at the pocket, going back to Kmet when he has open grass next to him.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Right sideline at the touchdown. Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he's looking at here. He's looking right.
He's Kmet.
Yep.
Now
By the time he
Taylor.
looked right, it was or looking left. I mean, so by the time he looked right, the dig was already passed.
Braxton lost his man there though, so he had to throw that or take the sack. At the very end, if you watch it again, he was beat. Braxton.
Yeah.
So that causes a little issue. I mean, that changes everything when you got a guy coming in your face. Watch Braxton.
But to CJ's point, if he just
absolutely, CJ, you're right.
I'm just wondering whether or not the number Shaq Barrett has the angle on him though. That's the only thing I wonder. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just wondering does he have the angle when he starts to go here? See that?
Yeah, but now he's got two bodies in between him and Barrett though. Barrett goes back outside. There's a lane between him and Carter.
Right.
Yeah. Right there.
You see, he stops and looks back the other way. If he's normally playing that, that's a run. He's gone.
Yeah, he missed the play.
He's long gone, man.
He missed the dig, which was probably the read, which it had to go to. But by this point, because they're trying to coach him to stay in the pocket, that he didn't take that run between Carter and right?
Well, I also think with the way that they just moved, I have to assume that he believed 45 was the spy. And so if he believed 45 was the spy, he might have just stayed there to freeze him, 45-54 was reading. They're reading him. So therefore, that's why he went back to Kmet. That's the only other reason why he stopped.
J2K saying the end zone view shows Braxton getting bull rushed and changing the release point for Fields.
Right here, but that's after he could have taken that route and run.
Yeah.
So if he runs, that doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's the only thing I have to see. 45 is spying him.
So going through this with you guys, actually gives me hope for the KC game, because if he just says fuck it and takes that, if he missed the dig, okay, he missed the dig on the right side, but if he just takes that and often runs between Carter and right, he's playing his own game, right? He's not trying to do too much. He's not overthinking. Even though this was a good play, so there's another check in the good box for him. That's 8-1 so far.
Yeah. I have no problem with what he did there. I mean, yeah, it could have been better, but overall, I think it's a positive play.
I agree. He still did make something. It wasn't the first. But look, here we go again.
Now that one, in all fairness, he ought to be throwing the ball to number 13.
Wide open 13.
Yeah. Now
caught in between. He's right in a perfect spot in between three guys in their zones. Perfect spot.
Now, only thing I'm wondering is that when he was waiting for someone else to get open later, was he waiting for the bigger play? That's what I'm wondering. But short answer, yeah, he should have threw it to 13 right then and there.
You can't keep waiting, man.
Well, I agree, 100%, folks.
You can't wait, especially with this line, because it's not there yet. I mean, they're doing a better job than people are saying as a whole. I truly believe.
Yeah, I don't know what he's looking at. I can't. He's at the top of his drop. He's wide open. I don't know what he's looking at that point.
Right.
Somebody correct me here if I'm wrong. Anyone in chat, if you guys know, because I think I might be right about this. But isn't this a cover one right here? Cover one usually has a blitz associated with it.
Safety over top.
Yeah, single high safety.
Yeah.
So he might, in this case, they might be trying to fool him. He's expecting a blitz. And meanwhile, Tyler is wide open.
And I agree. Tyler did run the route slow on this. He did. Number 13 ran his route slow. If we're being honest, he was slow on this. But here's the thing, though. What possibly could be happening, I'm wondering if Fields waiting for one of those other guys to go open deep. I'm wondering. I don't know for sure, of course, but that's what I was just wondering.
Well,
Because
if he throws the ball to about the 15
well, I
yard
wouldn't throw
line,
it yet. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't throw it yet. I'm wait till that window is more open.
You can't get no open than that.
Has he turned his head yet?
Oh yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what he's looking at. So that's the only part that we don't get to see. But I mean, if we're looking at it, he's looks like somebody's blocking down the field.
The question is, PJ, has who turned his head? Tyler Scott? Because it doesn't matter if you shouldn't be looking for the receiver to turn his head. The receiver should be turning his head and the ball hits him in the hands.
Now, the part I'm making is Fields waiting for. I'm guessing that's Komet, guy at the 20-yard line at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Is he waiting for him to see what he does? See, because I'm looking at, is that who he's looking at?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is that who he's looking at? So therefore, he missed 23 as well as 13. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know who he exactly was looking at.
This is where it starts to go a little bit south.
Right. So this is a bad play. This is a bad play. If I'm being fair, I think this is a bad play. I just don't know whether it's because Scott ran too slow to get.
He's still open.
He's fucking wide open. Whether he's running,
but what Fields looking at him is what I'm saying. At the time that he was open.
If you just lob this over everyone's head, he could. If you lob this over everyone's head to the 15, he'll catch up to it. Just right here.
And that safety will pick it off too.
No, he wouldn't. He would hit him right as he caught the ball at the very least. But
if you're talking about lobbing it, he'll get it.
Well, yeah. But I mean, he could put a nice arc to it and just drop it in at the 15 because he knows he's cutting across. He knows he's going to that. And the guy has eyeballs. If he throws it into a position where he can run to catch it, regardless if it was the correct route or not, if he has to change his angle on the route, he still has a wide open guy right there. And he's looking right at him is I think what we all have a problem with here as Bears fans. Because this is where it starts to go south.
Boom.
And then you see Roshan Johnson start to break it off there. And
right where we are, right there.
It's got to be Komet.
He's looking.
It's got to be Komet. It's got to be Komet. He's looking at, and he's bypassing the other two guys that's flashed across his face.
And he can't throw it to Komet because that safety is waiting for that Komet pass. That's what I'm saying.
If you look at Scott, he's already throttled down because he knows the bottle's not coming to him. And you got Johnson scooting up the seam, which is the one where everybody's all flipping out about like he's wide open.
Right.
But yeah, you can't miss two guys for Komet.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not making excuses. Don't misunderstand.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that's probably where the confusion for him got at. He's waiting on Komet while he's waiting for Komet to clear. He's missing these other two guys.
The coaches could be telling him Komet's going to be open here. They could be telling him throw the ball to Komet for all we know, right?
Right.
Or it's I'm reading my progression. Progression is Komet is 1, and I'm not seeing the rest.
Or Komet is 3, and so therefore I'm not even because the way we drew it up,
there's nothing after 3.
Johnson probably wasn't supposed to be open.
But the point is, right there, you got to know fucking Tyler Scott is open right there. You have to be able to see that. I mean,
where's his head?
With the safety playing so deep and the cornerback playing off so deep, you have to know that he's going to be. You just have to. Dan Moran would know that.
Where's his head?
He's looking right at him.
The right spot. It looks like it's the right spot.
I think he's looking at the safety right now. Now he's beginning to look at Scott. Boom. He's looking at Scott now, I think. He's looking at Scott now.
But Scott could not be more wide open right now.
That's what I said. I agree. He missed this one. I'm saying
all right, so we got it down. We're overanalyzing that with
Robbie says you could have made that read, Dan.
I just did.
Yeah, but not in minutes.
Reading it. Nah, he's reading it. He's literally reading it. He's reading it. I don't care. he's reading that. He sees it, but he knows that that's not where he's supposed to throw the ball.
Boom.
He's looking at more.
I'm just. I mean, I've played some quarterback in my day, guys. Right now, from what I see, boom. Top, the left receiver at the top of the screen, hit him to the sideline at the 20. It might not be the play, but that's the guy that's open to me right here.
We are also doing it down in distance too.
Yeah, they don't show you that shit in this, man. They used
Well,
to.
you could see the first down markers at the 14-yard line.
So you don't want to do that out because you want to get the first down.
Possible.
Right. Leo Factor saying even after a bong hit, Shorty could see Scott open. And right here, he's already
with his glasses off.
Right here, he's already cut to the left, so it looks like he's going to this. Okay. I think this is the play I was talking about earlier, where he hit DJ, but he threw it too late, and then DJ was tippy-toeing down the left side.
No, that's not it. He cut across for that play you're talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you fucking kidding me? He didn't even throw to him there?
Nope.
No.
I mean, right here, boom, he's open. Throw him the ball.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember, CJ, last week, I don't know if you paid attention or not, we were complaining that he threw an out when he could have had more on a deeper out. They were saying, "Oh, well, he should just threw it out because the further out was wide open." So that's what I'm saying. So if I'm in my head, I'm thinking, okay, they criticize me for taking the short route. I'm gotta wait for a bigger route to happen.
That's not a short route. That's man. That's man right there.
It's still short of the sticks, though, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Sorry.
Now I'm throwing it this way, hoping that Komet make a block, and oh boy, got a lot of yards to run. So is that really a bad play?
Well, considering he got nothing out of it, I would say so, because
is it a bad play for Fields though?
Yeah, because
no, yes and no. It's not a bad play for Fields because he got the ball out of his hands. So I'll take that. He didn't take a sack. Okay. I see what J2K is saying about looking at his feet. He's baiting him. I don't care. It's DJ Moore. I'll take my one-on-one with or no, who is that? That's Bayless. Never mind. I take that back. I apologize. You're right, J2K. You're right. My bad. I thought that was DJ. If that was DJ, I would have said I'll take my chance on that out. And I think that's why he didn't throw that out. Now that makes more sense. He didn't throw the out because it wasn't DJ. We can move on. Now we know why he didn't throw it. Never mind.
Somebody said this, and I agree too. DJ should be his number one read almost every damn play, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
If you watch Josh Allen, if you watch Kirk Cousins, it's almost like their one receiver is one no matter what.
Yeah,
it supersedes the rest of the play. If one is open, aka if Justin's open, if Diggs is open, ball.
Robbie's saying, throw to Moore. I do it in Madden every play.
Right. But Moore wasn't even in that play. I mean, in that play, Mooney wasn't in. Who did he have the choices to throw it to?
Komet and Claypool.
Komet, Claypool, and number 15, as well as Bayless.
Oh, there he is. Oh no, that was
just a different play.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a deep mesh route, but DJ Moore is open there.
Now, agreed. He missed. This is a bad play. He missed 3 guys right there.
All right, so boom, DJ Moore, hit him. Just hit him on the fucking side. This is what the Packers do all the time. Boom. You hit DJ Moore right there. He like hits the seam. He's like past. He's at the 15-yard line before anybody knows it.
And is that Komet also open?
Yep.
Right there.
Or Tanya, one of the two.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So he missed that.
It's like here he was afraid to pull the trigger because he was afraid neither of them would know who the ball was going to or something, you know?
Or is it because he's wondering if Claypool going to beat his guy up there up top? Is he looking there? Again, I can't tell.
I'm sure he's reading that and then got lost at what's ever down in front of him.
Right.
Because if he would have hit him out there.
Say it again, Foster. I missed you.
So Bearsky was making a good point too, because I know he watches this stuff over and over, man. So play call, Bearsky film, play calling has been highly criticized, but I keep saying there are plays to be made throughout this game, and it's the execution. And we talked about this many times on simple stuff that is really concerning. Matter of fact, Sean Salisbury had a 3-minute thing on executing the small things. They got to be done. You can't miss on the small things. And there's a lot of that throughout this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that those
You're watching it. You're watching it. We're talking about it as we're going through this.
I'm looking at how close DJ is and Komet is on that play. That looked like an incomplete pass if he would have thrown it, because they would have knocked out of each other's hands. See?
Right. Yeah. But then
I'm seeing too much where these receivers are stuck together when he's throwing the ball.
Exactly.
The only other than hitting DJ quickly on that slant, the only play that's open here now is the dump off to the 30 there.
Yep.
Okay, hold on.
We already missed it.
Hold
on.
Okay.
Can you take it right back where we was at? I want to point out a couple of things real quick. A little bit further. Stop. It is third down, guys. You see what the first down marker is. He got to get to the 14-yard line.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he's not looking at that short route. So that's what I'm saying. He's probably holding on to the ball, waiting for somebody to get past the sticks.
Fair.
I get it. So
that's hard to complete when you got
end for himself. All right.
See what I'm saying? I mean, again, I'm not trying to be an apologist for it.
You can see it.
Yeah.
That's just we'll just chalk that up to a shitty play call. How about that?
Well, he could have got
another category.
You got to hit something. You don't know what the guy's going to do yards after catch. Can't be sure the guy's not going to get it. You got to, instead of standing there and taking a sack.
Took a monster hit too, man.
What's Carter doing on that play?
Run about 2 seconds before
after his man goes to the ground. What did Lucas
stays with him? Stay with him.
Yeah,
he stayed with him.
Go back, Shorty. All right, watch Lucas Patrick, the center. Boom, we helping out on Big Vita Vea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to the ground. Keep going. Now he's on the ground. Me as an offensive lineman, my job is to look for work.
No.
My job is to look for work.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And take him. Put him down.
Wait, you're not looking for any more work than that. That's work.
No, what I'm saying is the work I'm looking for is number 49 coming off that edge. That's the work I'm looking for.
Okay. All right. As a former offensive lineman, I will challenge you. I will take that challenge and go, who's closer in that moment in time? If you're working inside out, who's closer?
Carter?
Right or Carter.
Vea or 45.
Oh, okay. Vita. Okay, yeah. But Vita's down.
You don't stay down for very long. What I'm saying is, if you work it inside out, Carter did the right thing. He stayed with him. He gave him another lane to move.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but that ball should be gone by now. Whether it's I'm out the pocket, I'm out of the tackle box. I've got to dump it at Moore's feet at that point.
Agreed.
There's no way Wright did his job at that point.
Agreed.
There's a lot of this where we're coming to the conclusion that the ball or field should have been gone by now. Am I right or no?
Well, in the beginning,
So
it was the opposite, but now, yeah.
that was all the scripted stuff.
Yeah.
Think about even last year. Think about last year, man, when they ran the scripted plays, our offense, the first drive, how many times did we go down and get a field goal or touchdown? Think about it. And then the same thing happened after that. It was up in the air. But we've got more talent. We shouldn't be doing the same thing as last year.
Right.
Raging Oracle. Anyways, we want to know what he's looking at to make sure, like, because how does he not see this? That's why that's why I'm saying it. What is he looking at? What is he looking at? How is he not seeing this?
Well, we're trying to judge where his
Because
eyes.
Raging Oracle. I get that, but you can kind of tell where his head motion's at.
Yeah.
Just because he said, don't keep saying the guy is open if you don't know what he's looking at.
But his head is pointing in the direction of the guy.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. We're saying, does he not see this?
Right.
Now on that play, first of all, that play was illegal.
How could he not see this?
This play was illegal
Say it again,
because
Pete?
it's illegal because Claypool is running towards the line of scrimmage at the snap. You can't run. I mean, this is not the CFL. You can't do that. You can't run towards the line of scrimmage or while you're in motion. You got to run straight. First of all, now, who was this? Braxton? Braxton got beat bad. I mean, got beat horribly on this play, if I remember correctly. Because it seemed like he said, no, it wasn't Braxton. My fault. It was another play on Braxton. Whitehair got beat. And I can't blame this on Fields. I can't.
Yeah, that just blew up in his face.
Yeah.
There wasn't any time for that play. Terrible blocking on that one.
Yeah. So I can't blame that on Fields.
So that's we'll chalk that up to terrible blocking.
So how many bad plays are you keeping track of that?
Well, so far there's 2.
On Fields.
Yeah, it's 8-2.
Okay.
And there's 2 other plays that were either bad blocking or shitty play calling.
That dude's a load, man.
Vita Vea is a man child.
Load, dude.
He's a man child. I can't even call him a child no more.
I remember it was coming out. I was like, oh, he's the next Vince Wilfork.
He wasn't very far off. He got a ring. That's what really matters, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yep.
Ring and a paycheck.
And a pay, right, exactly.
Yeah, I can't even fault who was that, Carter, because Vita made the tackle on that, and he was being blocked. He just made the tackle in spite of. Yeah,
dude's just
it's
load,
Carter,
man.
Yeah, yeah, ain't nothing you can do with that man child.
Man,
no, that's a load, dude. Like, and now you understand. I mean, you get a better understanding of why they chose not to run at them. Like, I get it. But you still want to see them go downhill as best as possible. And you just failed to see that all game.
I paused it here because I wanted to point out this is what it used to look like on the All-22. They used to go up and show you the down and distance so you knew exactly what time it was in the game. So okay, so now we're at 2nd and 8. But they used to give this to you for every play, and then they would show you the entire field from the end zone. It's fucking sucks what they've done to the All-22, man. Now, man.
I agree with you, Ravi. Yeah, Vita is a NFL player. That's for real. That dude just.
I'm sure.
You got a game plan for him.
All right, so now we're at 2nd and 8. 13-something minutes left in the third quarter.
Okay.
Robbie's saying we haven't drafted any playmakers on defensive line.
And Braxton false start.
Braxton out IR now?
Yes.
The neck injury? That's not good.
No.
Did it happen in practice? He didn't leave the game, did he?
No, it was in the game. It was in. He played the.
Yeah, he played the whole game.
He finished the game. I have a wild conspiracy theory too. I want to float out there.
Well, before you say it, can I guess it?
Sure
Can I
you
guess
can.
it?
Sure you can.
It's their way of getting Jenkins back at tackle.
My man. See, I am down with the get down. See, that's what I'm talking about.
As I'm taking
I can only say in my head that is the best. Like, as far as talent goes, that would be like the one move that I would make to piss off the rest of the world. But yes, moving Jenkins back to tackle and letting the two boys, let him and Wright run your tackles. That is what I would if I was to write it on paper, I would do that. If I was in Madden, I would do that. But I know they are not going to do that because his arms are too short, and Greg Gabriel would have a fit if we didn't.
Same size
arm.
Disclaimer. Same size arms as Wright, though.
Fair.
Jenkins and Wright has the same size arms. Huh?
Really?
Yeah. Jenkins and Wright. Jenkins and
I
Wright
thought
has the
Jenkins
same
had
size arms.
that was one of their complaints about his arms. 33 and a half.
Yeah,
those
Jenkins has
measurements.
32 and a half. Jenkins Wright has 33 and a half. I thought Leo or J2K know this.
It's 33. Both of them has 33.
Okay. All right. So what are we looking at here?
Okay. So far, so good. Okay. Boy's getting beat. Look like Braxton's getting beat.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. This is the play where he
when you see his jersey on the defensive side. Yeah.
Say it again.
Sorry.
No, I
said when you see 70 facing the defensive side, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't set right because when he comes out of his stance, pause it. Seem like he don't know whether or not he should.
Not in the right spot.
No, it doesn't seem like he's supposed to be. He want to block number 54 or the end. That's what
he's trying to determine which way they're coming. Who's going to go inside as opposed to coming outside.
He's in the pickle right there. He don't know if he's going to block number 9 or number 54.
Yeah.
Look at the get off he got.
Oh, he got a great good man.
Right.
Step ahead of everybody else. He's a step ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, Vita's still in this thing.
Defensively.
Look at this is a Tommy Harris get off right here.
He read the feet.
Yep.
Damn.
Look at that.
I couldn't even pause it in time. Let me try to get
beautiful.
That's right there. It's perfect.
Perfectly.
That's beautiful shit, man.
Oops. Who was that? Who is that?
Is that Barrett?
No, Barrett's on the other
Barrett?
side.
Or is
Barrett's number 7.
Yeah.
Who's
They could have
nine?
moved him.
I don't know who.
Look at that. He's already. Wait.
That's Tryon something or other. He's got a hyphenated last name.
Is that a neutral zone infraction?
Huh?
Is that a neutral zone infraction?
No, because as soon as
No, the ball snapped.
As soon as
the
he
ball
goes
snapped. Watch it again.
Hold on. I'm going to try to do this really quickly.
See?
Oh,
It's
man.
already snapped. It's already snapped. He beat everybody by a step. He offensively and defensively, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shitty offense, a shitty blocking. Okay.
They can't blame that one on Fields.
Wow. For everybody that's listening to this in audio stream, I apologize. You probably stopped listening by now.
Right.
But this play here got blown up by number 9. Absolutely blown up.
Now, they did correct me in the chat. I think it was Raging Oracle. He said that Wright has Jenkins by a 1/4 inch on arm length.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I want to see his feet, though. I bet his footwork is close. I bet you the footwork is close. And if the footwork is anything close, I'll take my chances. I want to see I want to at least see what it looks like.
Only thing I will say about that, CJ, is I don't want them to mess over Jenkins like they have done Whitehair.
Yeah, fair.
People are moving them all around. So get him at a spot like me and Shorty, you and I talked about this in preseason. Get him in a spot, leave him there. Whatever spot you're going to put him, get him there, leave him there.
Respect. I can leave. I can. If that was the answer that they gave me, they didn't want to move him. Then I wouldn't even. I wouldn't argue. I wouldn't argue. But if there was a sliver of a hope,
Yeah. Another punt.
So
And then they go and score. So now they're kicking off to us again.
So here, pause it for a second, please. Just for the record, we got what, about 3, maybe 4 plays bad on Fields' part, and then we're in the third quarter, right?
Yeah, we have 3 that were bad on his part.
And we're in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what, and that goes with what I'm saying. Once I look back over this, it's like, yeah, he made some mistakes, of course, but he wasn't as bad as I originally thought.
Right. The sky is not falling yet, guys.
Right.
We win this game in Kansas City, and everyone's going to be back on the bandwagon, trucking up the roller coaster.
Especially if he throws for 400 yards.
Swifty, did you go get gummies when you left earlier? Swifty, Shorty?
No.
Okay. You just had to check.
My wife took him away from me.
I thought this was a horrible play call.
yeah, it gave it away. Look at the personnel kind of gives it away.
Yeah. And the blocking, I thought was bad. The blocking is just bad. Oh, that's a different play, right? Okay. Yeah,
that's the next play.
Yeah, that's next play.
Okay, he did a good job on that one.
Yeah, no complaints there.
So that's another one. So that's 9 for him. Got rid of the ball on time.
Yeah. And you got it to your playmaker, right? Yep.
Hold on a second. Yeah. Walter, what the fuck are you doing? Are you in like North Dakota or something? What are you hanging out with us in chat tonight for?
Walter.
Oh.
Because he can.
Walt's the man. Those beautiful pitches he sent us is just nice.
Beautiful.
Now that was a good screen pass. Now Komet read it wrong. Komet did it wrong because he didn't set up his blockers. He didn't set up his blockers. He just took off running like he didn't have no blockers ahead of him.
Good push.
Could have been. Oh yeah.
See? If he would have set up that block.
Yeah. Well, STC saying this tape review is great. Thanks, STC. I thought we'd try something new tonight.
That was a bad play on Fields. He missed. If you look at it, he missed. Good route, good play call.
Yep.
Okay. As far as the functionality of it, he's throwing it on time, look like. He just missed it. Yeah, he just missed it.
Yeah,
okay.
Wide open.
But he had the right guy.
Yeah, the guy was wide open. He just missed it. So that's a bad play on his part. Accuracy.
We'll give him a good play, but a miss.
Yeah.
G2K, have you guys noticed how bad Patrick is snapping the ball? Yeah. Here's another thing I wanted to notice about this that I have noticed in many of these passes, rewatching the actual game when you can see closer. Not to say this has anything to do with anything, but I noticed that Justin, he didn't really have any tight spirals in this game. It could be because of the fucking humidity, though. That's for God.
Yeah.
Whew, I was at the game. Your hands had to be sweating, just hold on to the ball, you know? It was brutally hot that day, man. Holy shit.
But the scary part is, hold on, good point. Was that Feeney or was that Patrick that made that bad snap? Because I remember when Feeney was in, he made a bad snap.
True.
The worst snap with Feeney's.
Yeah, he didn't play but one snap, I think.
One
or two.
Well, according to the sidelines, he took one of the longest water breaks ever. You could see him on the sideline getting the drink, and then you look up, he's looking up at the clock like, oh, I've got to get back in there.
Yeah, I saw that, yes. So here's actually another good play by Fields. If we're gonna, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always
Sorry.
good play when he hands it off.
Sorry, I thought that was I thought that was a dump off.
I just wonder. I'm looking at Wright on this play. Did Wright make a good play, or okay, he blocked down. Wright did, but Carter got lost in the wash. He was somebody's supposed to get number 54, because if you notice Carter, they messed up that block.
He got out of it though, luckily.
Yeah.
Roshan's a stud, man.
Feeney is a very good old guard. Okay.
Feeney's a good offensive guard. That is where he should be playing and starting when someone is hurt. Center is his second best spot. Yeah.
He does have 66% of his game time is at guard position.
So Whitehair's hand must still be messed up.
It's got to be. Because that's when I mean, coming into the season, he was going to be the center till the hand got the cut or whatever it is, because he's still got that brace on his pinky.
Can we rewind this a little bit? This play, I want to look at this play again. I want to point out something that I told you guys earlier.
And then they had to move him. So, and he's still not back because they kept asking him for a while. They kind of just stopped asking Whitehair if his hand's okay.
Yeah, I know.
The last 2 weeks, nobody asked.
Yeah.
Remember when I said your job as an offensive lineman, CJ, you know this. You have to look for work, right?
Yep.
Watch Whitehair. I mean, not Whitehair. Patrick.
Patrick.
Yeah, watch Patrick. The center. Didn't touch him. No, he didn't touch him.
Just jogging.
He's off for a Sunday jog.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Going for a stroll. Don't feel like touching anything.
You should just start waving.
Yeah.
He didn't touch a soul. Like, what?
Brendan Foster says the reads, blocking miscues, offensive line and tight ends, bad snaps speak loud enough. But Mustapher is also killing it with the Ravens. We need better coaching in the trenches.
Well, Walter Besky says Patrick just be strolling in the park.
That disappeared so quick.
Oh man, that was a
He's got to be the worst.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist that one. I was like, wait a minute, what is he doing?
STC, look, Mom, no hands.
Yeah, right.
No hands, no nothing.
All right,
Now,
so wait a minute, go because Mark said that was Feeney. You're talking about the snap, Mark, right?
This
That's Patrick, clearly.
This is the play that Foster was alluding to earlier when he said the guys were in the same spot. This is the play right here. That
The tight end and two wide outs at the bottom of the screen.
So it's
yeah.
So it's a double mesh concept?
No. Well, so see, look at that. See that? Number 2 and number 10.
This isn't the play though. This isn't even the one I'm talking about.
No, but it's still a jumbled play. Whether
right, and this is like the fourth time we've seen that. At least 3.
Yeah, shitty fucking play call right there.
Well, so we got to wonder who's messing up the routes.
If I was a guess,
at this point,
if I'm not mistaken, the outside guy curled in and the inside guy curled out because it looked like it was a mirror concept. Because up top they ran the same play. It looked like, whereas one ran in and one ran out, but on the bottom they both ran in.
Yeah, that would have made Nagy proud. J2K in the chat said
I'm not even going to get into that. I have zero thought.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
Just crap right there. That just was nothing.
That's just a bad play. Yeah.
Or just a good defense, and nothing you can do about that.
No, somebody ran the wrong route.
Is that Claypool not doing an out again? That's what B. Foster says. I think Claypool messed up. Probably should have been an out.
Yeah, I think it was Claypool too. I think he should have went out because DJ cut in and DJ was on the outside. Because look up top. Let's see what they're doing up top. Which one's going in and which one's going out.
Yeah, even J2K saying I think it was Claypool. I think on that one it was Claypool.
Unless it's a choice route. Now, if it's a choice route where he has the option to stop or go across the middle, then okay, fine. But yeah, I don't know.
You better not have two guys standing 5 feet apart from each other when they're trying to make their decision.
No shit.
So this is just telling me that exactly what Cliff said. It's on the coaches. These guys were not ready. They were not prepared to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to Cliff's point.
That's a good start. It's probably a combination of everything we're talking about, but
okay, now he looked at who's that? Bajent? Not Bajent. Who's
Bajent.
that?
You're already going to Bajent?
No, the wide receiver. Number 15. What's his name? Taylor. Okay. 15, not 13.
Tyler Davis.
No, that's
it's Taylor.
Okay. Oh, Taylor. Yeah.
Trent Taylor. Yeah.
I think that's who he looked at and didn't pull the trigger. See? No, I'm sorry. It's Scott. It's Scott.
Okay.
Okay. But Scott, okay, yeah. That's who we looked at. And
It's
maybe see that the linebacker or the cornerback is looking at him too, so he doesn't pull it. Now, he's throwing. Ooh.
Just gets swatted. He was going to him, and it just got swatted. Or I think he was going to the center there, wasn't he? The seam?
No, he was going to the out. He was going to the out, not the other out.
Okay.
And it looked like it would have got picked off.
We'll see it more from this angle. Exactly, half field. Nobody on the left side, half field concept. Thanks, J2K. They always want to work the stronger side of the field.
And that was holding by Vita. Vita was holding. He held the center to keep the center from blocking the blitzing linebacker. Watching. He's going to hold Patrick and on the blitz. See it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
But that man is just so massive when he could just spread his wings and take two guys with him. That's what I'm saying. Like, could you even call holding if a man just took two? Like, we talking about 200-300 some odd pound men. He's just walking them backwards.
No kidding, man.
I'm glad I don't play guard.
All right, so here's a 1-2-3 rip. Right here. We got a boom, bada bing, rip the ball.
Boom. And that's the one that almost got intercepted.
Yeah, that's a jump ball for that. Claypool has to do a better job here of just putting his body out more and getting in front of the guy.
Now, I will tell you that's a bad play on Fields, and I'll tell you why. He locked onto his read and threw it, and if he'd have took a beat and read, he would have seen what he had flash open. It's a fine play, but I think it's just I personally think it was a bad play because if he holds it a beat longer, he sees what comes open.
Now, let me be the devil advocate on that real quick. We talked earlier about him getting rid of the ball when it's open, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he does. Now you're saying hold the ball another beat longer.
Well, exactly. No, and that's why I say, me personally, I would mark it as a bad play only because he could have, if he takes his eyes off that read just for a half a second, he has that seam open.
It's got Scott right there at the 40.
Is it a bad play? No.
Yeah, I think he
got a bad play.
Yeah, he got to manipulate with his eyes. I agree with that. Yeah. He should, because if he would have manipulated with the eyes, he could have held that. Is that the corner or the safety? Whichever one it was, he could have held them longer if he would have manipulated with his eyes.
And he has time. That'll come with time, right? Like, we know that'll come with time. I'm glad he got the ball out.
Raging Oracle says that the receiver also rounded his route.
Yeah,
it's a lot of that. You see that a lot.
He's not wearing the visor, is he?
I think you're wearing a clear visor. I think you
Okay.
talking about Fields.
Yeah, because you need the advantages that you get from the defenders being able to see your eyes are tremendous. So if you're covering your eyes,
if I'm not mistaken, quarterbacks can't wear colored visors? Am I correct?
No, I don't think they're allowed to wear like those colored ones.
Yeah, I think they can only wear clear.
Mm.
I think. I don't know for sure, but I thought I heard that somewhere.
Could be. Anybody know in chat that answer?
That'd be awesome if you could wear tinted visors. I mean, as long as it's not causing you vision problems. Yeah, they wouldn't know, but except for by your head, which way you're looking. Then you can be Patrick Mahomes and do the.
I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right. It would be an advantage if you could look one way, but you're Patrick Mahomesing it to the other side.
Right. That was a good play, I thought.
Okay, marking it down. That's 10.
Now,
J2K says only if they have an eye condition.
Okay.
Jim McMahon, tinted.
Okay.
Yeah, so that they keep the glare out of their eyes or something.
I know people with lupus. I think it's lupus. If I'm not mistaken, if you have lupus, you can have some type of thing to where you can have eye protection. Because I know, like in Illinois, for the longest time, we couldn't have tinted windows unless you had a medical condition. One of the medical conditions was lupus.
Well, how many quarterbacks in the NFL have lupus, though?
I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
What's this play here? What are we missing here? All right, so the last play we marked as a decent play. He got rid of the ball in time. This is just another fucking screen play. Okay, so that's a good play for him.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
He got rid of the ball when he needed to.
That was one of the better screens, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the better screens. Yeah.
Down the left side. For anybody listening, we're in the fourth quarter now.
Uh-oh.
This might be at the play.
Is this Feeney with the snap? Yeah.
Yeah.
Seemed like Vita put his seemed like Feeney hit him in the head with his knee. Seemed like Vita. Vita came down on his head with his knee.
Yeah, there was some talk about that. I don't think it was dirty. He put his weight on him though. That's bad enough.
You got a 375-pound knee coming on your head. I don't know.
Fair.
Oof.
And also on top of two other guys already on him.
Man.
Like PJ giving you a drop kick to the nuts, huh?
Dang, man.
I'll be passing on that one, just so you know. If you want the punishment, Dan, go ahead. Be my guest.
That was a good play right here.
Yes.
I mean, seemed like you threw it on time.
It was Claypool ran did his job there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, drop, and throw it. Yep.
See, now they ran that exact same setup where all three of those guys stopped in a row. You'll see it's coming up. I know it's coming up.
I do have one issue as we get later into the game. I'll talk about. Let's see if you guys know what I'm talking about when I get to it.
We're in the fourth quarter, right?
Yep.
So how many bad plays so far?
4. 4 bad plays. There was several bad calls or shitty play or shitty blocking.
For those of you in the chat, I want you guys to tell us whether or not you think by watching this all 22, do you have a better opinion of Fields now, the same, or worse opinion about Fields?
J2K said it's everyone taking turns making mistakes.
Absolutely.
That's the way to put it. Yeah.
Yep.
But I remember after the game, you and I was here, Foster, how people were talking about Fields is so bad. That's why I want to know, after watching this, do they have a better, same, or worse feeling of Fields?
Better. This is a beautiful play right here.
Absolutely.
This is the touchdown drive, it looks like.
Yeah, that was a great play. Right? I mean,
this is a fucking slinging job right here. He slings it downfield.
Cliff Victoria says he has the same opinion. Mark says he has absolutely better. Mo Bierman says he has the same.
And Robbie says probably the same too. Now, I don't know, PJ, if you remember when we were talking about that after the game, I said something to the effect, it looked like at one point in the game, and this is after they scripted the plays, that things changed for Fields the way he was playing.
Yeah.
So now that I'm looking at this again, I mean, it still comes to fruition, but it's like J2K said, you got so many people make a mistake. It's easy to cover up one mistake on a play, but when you've got multiple mistakes on multiple plays,
yeah,
it doesn't matter what you're doing because there's still something there that's going to foul the play up.
I do have one thing. Go ahead, Professor. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I was just saying not every one of them, but you get the idea of what I'm saying.
I do have one thing to add to what we've been talking about earlier, though, is this play looks to be developing really well from the sideline view, but you still see him taking that hitch when he's about to throw it. Watch. He plants,
boom,
and then he hits. He hits.
Let it go.
Yeah.
He hitches again. Takes another step.
Agreed.
Throws it.
Agreed. I agree.
It's like he's trying to aim with that extra step, or maybe that's the step that he needs to put the power into the throw.
Maybe he was moving. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's the one you was talking about earlier.
Yeah, but I might have been wrong because it looks like did he get the ball out on time here is the question, because this is the play I thought DJ was upset that he was wide open. It would have been a touchdown, but maybe I'm wrong.
Now he's on the right side and he's coming across.
Right.
Now.
No, because look at the quarterback. I mean, look at that linebacker.
Let DJ beat that linebacker. I don't DJ on a linebacker.
No, I'm just thinking of whether or not that linebacker would have blew him up.
Take my chances. He knows the risk.
Okay.
See, we should have been talking about this stuff. These should have been like preseason games we're talking about this stuff with, not the second game of the season.
Now, put it on him now.
Well, right there, he could be thinking, if I hit him here, I'm lighting him up.
Right.
So he probably was trying to wait for him to get around to the outside, so he was giving him some comfort so he wouldn't just get lit.
Right.
So then here he was just pissed off because he ran out of bounds because he was like, damn it.
Yeah, because he had a tip.
I still wouldn't call this a bad play.
No.
We just think of different times where he should have hit it. Now,
I can't blame him from this view. I cannot blame him for not hitting it right. Where is it? Right here.
No, I wouldn't have hit it there. That's not what I'm talking about.
Because see, that's when you would first hit it, though.
That's when it's right here, though.
So there is a point when he hits the first linebacker, not the second linebacker. I'm talking about the first linebacker.
Mm.
You put it on him on the first linebacker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Before he crosses the first linebacker is where the ball should be coming out.
Treat it like a quick slant, right?
You know my right here?
There. Right there.
Yeah.
Look at Fields' head.
Almost like the play last year when he hit the no-name wide receiver that had one great play last year, where he hit him right in stride like this, and he was gone to the house.
Small dude.
Bird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bird.
Right there. Yeah. Okay, I can see that, because then he might have been gone right between. So if he hits him right there, he could have been gone right between those two guys with his speed. So looking at this right here, boom, hits him in stride right there in the slant. Now he's got the seam right there between, what is that, 15 and.
I don't think he's looking at him right here, though.
He's probably not. He's probably not the read.
I think he's looking downfield behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not looking at him.
But you got to see DJ crossing in front of you right there. You got to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he takes him at that point.
Yeah, he sees it now. Yeah.
Right.
Either way, it worked out.
Brendan said DJ is enough of an athlete to be able to keep that in bounds, and he knew it. That's why he was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Touchdown.
Now, people were complaining that he held on to the ball too long here.
A half a second too long.
I don't care. 6 is the score,
Did
right?
I
We
miss my
scored.
play?
They saying he should be throwing it now.
No,
That's what they said.
I would.
He should be throwing it now. See,
Well-
he's already now, to Dan's point, he does have a long of a wind up, because you see he's already made up the mind to throw it, and he's in the act of throwing it. It just takes him a little bit longer to throw it because of his wind up.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a touchdown, I can't bitch about the play no matter what happens, dude. I don't care if 10 guys fall on the ground. It's a touchdown.
Agree, Foster.
He plants his foot, and now he's winding up to throw the ball. He does take that extra step forward.
Yep.
Like we keep seeing. Maybe that's what the coaching staff is trying to work out of him, to plant and throw, but he needs that extra step forward to put his power into the throw, especially with a deep pass like that. He's throwing that thing.
He got some torque on it.
30 yards in the air because he hits him in the back of the end zone. So nothing to complain about here. He threaded the needle. That's another one for him. I think that was the previous one was also for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're far above good play.
Where are we at? We're in the fourth quarter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's not much left here. Because now
I don't know. I didn't see that play. I might have looked away, but I didn't see the play. You guys would have saw it too, because there was 3 receivers on the bottom of the screen heading in that direction. It should have been on that drive, so I missed it.
Yeah, I missed it too.
It was just terrible. I saw it 4 times, and I'm going terrible.
On this play or this drive?
I thought it was on. No, because they ended up losing the ball after that, so I don't remember.
It might be on the next drive.
It completely stood out when I was watching it. Completely stood out, man.
All right, so what's this here? Post route was open last play. Open on this play. Getsy? J2K saying?
Yeah.
All right, so here's I think this is where I was talking about.
This is a screen, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a screen. Then the next play is a sack. Then they run the same fucking play to
Hold
the
up.
opposite side.
This is not when he gets the touchdown?
No, that was the last one.
Oh, the defensive touchdown.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Shaq Barrett.
Yeah, this is the defense. You're right. Yeah.
Interception.
Right.
But they run this play. And I believe if you look at the alignment. I believe
he got a great get off. This must not be the play. He got a great get off on this one.
He found the tail. Oh no, this was the offside.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just saw the flag when you said it.
It looked like that was going to be a screen, though, didn't it?
Wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah.
Because you
1
see,
and 4, 1 and 4 or 5 will make you right.
You see Herbert sneaking through the center there to come out, and he gets lost in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it was. I was thinking maybe I missed it because I thought they ran a screen, got sacked, ran the same screen, but I could be wrong.
No, they ran a screen, got a penalty, and then ran a screen again.
Was this the interception?
No, that's the same play that we just looked at.
Yeah.
Oh,
This the flag.
Look at that blocking technique that Herbert has, though.
That's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
That's why Roshan needed to be in there, man.
Jeez, look at this. Look at this.
He's like Cody Whitehair here. Hi, Mom.
CJ, can you go talk to him, please?
Well,
you listening to me? Goodness gracious.
He's just supposed to be helping Carter. Carter didn't have nothing on him either, man. Somebody's got to at least bump the dude.
Oh no, they both were beat. I mean, that's why I didn't. We were glad he got rid of it because they were both. They were beat.
J2K is asking offsides.
Yeah, that's what the flag was.
Yeah, that was offsides.
Oh, okay. This is a flag. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He didn't go down, and he still got rid of the ball.
Yeah. Thank God it was offsides, though, because it could have been picked. All right, so what's here? This is
this the holding?
Penalty against the Bears?
This is, yeah, okay, here it is. Here's the screen. So this is the one that got intercepted, but I should say this is, I think, the same play that got intercepted, but this is not the one that got intercepted. So let's look at the alignment here.
Right.
So you got single back, 4 wide. Komet's out.
Yeah.
Boom. Now we had a penalty on Claypool, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's what it was. It was a penalty.
Yeah,
It was a penalty.
Pass interference or something. He was blocking before the pass.
Offensive pass interference was the call.
Yeah, offensive pass interference. So now here comes
here's the interception.
Wait, let's go back to that. I want to actually see the sideline view of that offensive pass interference.
Yeah, Claypool. I think he was blocking before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say he was blocking already.
Oh yeah,
He's having problems with that. Never had to do it in Pittsburgh.
Well, you know, I mean, like I've been saying all 2 games. That's why preseason matters.
Right.
That I could probably pull out 20 things that referred to that in the chat tonight that I didn't put them all up.
There it is. Same play.
Yep.
Same play, different alignment. It's just that's why they knew it was coming.
And I think the only thing I could say that I would want to see different.
It's the same fucking alignment.
No, it's actually a different alignment because you got 3 on one side. You got three by one.
Trips.
You know what the alignment is? This is the alignment of the offsides.
Yeah,
it's the same alignment from the offside of the offsides penalty. That's what that
plays
is.
back.
Right. Screen
when 7 got around the end, it would have been a sack when he beat Carter and Herbert.
Besides the play call.
So it is the same alignment. That's why they ate it up, man.
Play calling in a row.
Besides the play call on this, what I would have done differently, I would have told Carter to hold that block a little bit longer. It seemed like he let him go too soon, being Shaq Barrett.
It just seems to me that I wouldn't be running, if I was an offensive coordinator, I wouldn't be running screens from my fucking end zone.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Where they're at, I bring in Roshan, and I don't care. I pound the ball up the middle at least once or twice.
Chat.
Try and get 2 or 3 yards out.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that basically 3 screens in a row?
Yes.
Because
that's the problem.
Because with the offsides, that looked like that was going to be a screen.
Yes.
I mean, we couldn't tell because we got blew up, but that was 3 screens in a row.
Jay actually answered you, PJ, before you answered the question. Yes, PJ. Telegraph the screen.
Yes. This is what I was saying earlier. When we get to it here in the fourth quarter, at the end of the fourth quarter, I want to talk about this because that's exactly what we're talking. That's what I meant. 3 fucking screens in a row, just different alignments. 2 of them were the same. One was it worked because there was a holding on it, but or whatever. If there wasn't a hold, we'll go back to it as if they don't know what the fucking play looks like from 3 plays ago.
You don't run no screen from inside your own 10-yard line. Jeez.
I know that Walt said they're running low on time. I said, I know, Walt, but
whatever happened to the halfback?
It's still better to lose. There was like 2 minutes and 34 seconds left when that started because we had the opportunity. 2 minutes and 43 seconds, I think it was. We had the opportunity. I'm going, man, if he just goes down the field and they get a field goal and send this game into overtime, now we're talking. We got a chance of maybe winning the game.
So, question: was that on Fields? Was that on play calling? Was that on a great play by the defensive player? I mean, I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time faulting Fields for that screen pass.
Me too. That's
I
why
wouldn't have called that in that situation. No. So yeah, you there you go.
I chalked up 3 bad plays in a row for that one.
Yeah.
All
right, so what we got now?
I'll throw them all in the mix. Because how could you? I just when he knows it that they just ran that play 3 times in a row or a variation of that play with 2 different formations. I gotta be an asshole and change it or run out or do something, man. Because they were look at the snap. Look at from the snap on that play, man.
Nothing is
open. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
Roshan was open.
It was a dump off. Nothing else was open on this play, though.
Yeah. Let me see. Hold on.
I'm not even saying that. Just running it. Well, you're on just a different play.
He's open. Is that Komet or is that Tunjin?
Well, if you really want to get technical at this point,
yeah,
up at the 40 on the left hash, he starts right when he saw the right when he saw the
coming out.
Was that this? Is that the linebacker? Was that this? Is that the nickel back breaking? So right there, he should have known that there was a soft spot right there at the 40.
Yeah, but they probably got to get to the 35. Looks like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're trying to go. You have to make up yards here, so you got to get a shot, right?
Yeah.
He's got to throw it to one of these 2 guys now.
Right.
Right now.
Okay, so who is this out?
Hot.
Yeah, who you talking about? Which one?
Well,
what's the down? What's the down? It's 3rd and 10 on this, or 3rd and 20, 15, 15.
Something like that.
But it's 3rd down, right?
It's got to be.
It's 3rd down. You got to go. You got to go up top to the man who's got the first down, even though there's a safety in front and behind him.
Mm-hmm.
But right here, yeah, right here when the was at the nickelback breaks at the left hash.
That looked like that would have been intercepted though, Shorty.
Right, because the top guy at the 30 on the far left receiver is going to break in and cause a little bit of confusion here with some more lack of spacing, right? So either you're hitting down the left hash when he breaks, when the nickel breaks in, or the play, or you're just dumping it off there.
But to Foster's earlier point, you got 2 wide receivers in the same spot right there, for one, and then for 2, I've never seen where this guy at the bottom seemed like he should have did an out and seemed like he did a curl. Who was that? Claypool again. Look at Claypool. It's like, dude, if you would have broke out, seemed like that would have been open. And you'd be able to get out.
There's a guy there. He was sitting in the zone. He's sitting.
Yeah, the cornerback right here.
Yeah.
Well, he's sitting, but watch what Claypool does though. He's just going to sit up there and he's going to sit like at the 40 instead of breaking out. See?
Keep going.
To me, though, sorry.
Go another click.
See?
Yes, he stays with him. He stays up the corner. The corner takes him at that point. The corner rides him underneath. He's there. Justin sees that he's sitting underneath him at that point. I get what
if he throws the ball. If he throws the ball to the helmet, to the skull,
to the right side of Claypool.
Okay,
I got you.
Throw it right at Claypool.
So you're talking about the guy who's at the 50 right now?
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about the guy at the 35 originally because he was waiting to jump the play, right, CJ?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, but if you watch, but see, then now we're getting into this again. We're making him hold the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a no-win thing we're doing here.
But he's got to hold the ball deep like he wants to.
I agree.
And
I agree. On this, he's got him because we got to get the first down.
If he throws the ball to the tip of the sword right now,
you don't think you get there?
I think he can get the ball there fast enough with the zing on his arm, and he'll catch it at the very least. Hit him at the skull.
Yeah,
and he's still.
I don't know. That linebacker kind of got some depth.
The safety was backpedaling.
Huh?
Right there. Right there is where Shorty's talking about where he would have thrown the ball too.
Well,
if he had some anticipation, yes. Mm-hmm. If he could ride the ball over that guy's shoulder, absolutely. A good quarterback would have rolled that shoulder and got it over there. Absolutely.
Right.
But
and then go ahead, CJ.
Yeah. No, go ahead, finish.
I was just going to say, and then the bad routes, man. You forced more zone players into one area where you're trying to throw the ball. You can't do that. You got to get that zone open, man. You got to spread those guys out in their zones.
Right.
The other receiver should have broke out to the sideline or something. He should have done more of an out. Because then once he's covered, there's 3 guys sitting there waiting to jump this route. I mean, it still could have been done exactly what you're talking, CJ. But we're not standing back there with the time and a guy, this. So we can sit here and talk it all day and night.
Retro says to blame 1, OC, 2, OC, 3, great play by defense, 4, OC. Remember when Trubisky said he can't call audibles? Maybe JF can't either.
Yeah,
Well,
we've seen him call audible.
You can only audible to the other play that's called. That's what they said he can call audibles on, because they send in 2 plays, a passing play and a running play. He can't change the formation and all that. He can okay, we're going to audible to the run play if it was a pass play, but he can't just change it to a whole entirely different pass play.
Well, that doesn't put any faith in your quarterback then.
Well, I mean, that's what most teams do. They'll send in 2 plays. And when they send in the 2 plays, he got the option of, calling, either the run or the pass. And you're not changing a pass play to a whole entirely different other pass play.
I got 2
Tell
questions
that to
for
Peyton
everybody.
Manning.
Yeah.
Omaha!
Just because Mark said, I think it's easy to say that Fields played better in this game than game 1 against a better defense.
Well, okay.
So my first question to you guys, which team do you think is better, Tampa Bay or Green Bay? You don't have much to go on this year, but
Tampa Bay's defense is better than Green Bay's defense.
Absolutely. And offenses, it's game managers, they're comparable.
And that's it. That's really the
That's
difference. Green Bay knows they can run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And Tampa Bay can't. That's the only difference.
Right. I said this, I think I said it to PJ after the game. I was like, well, if Green Bay's playing Tampa Bay, I'm taking Tampa Bay to be. I think Tampa Bay's a better team all around. They're better coached. They're just all around. As a team, I would take them. That doesn't even mean I'm right. And my second question is, now that I fucking forgot it. I did. I literally forgot what the second question was, man. I didn't mean to stay on that long. Damn it.
Well, part of the problem is.
Wait. Here's the second question before I get Pete. Sorry. Go back to your part of the problem in a second. Did Fields play a better game the first week or the second week?
Oh, boy. That's
Judging by that, I'd say he played a better game this week after rewatching this like this.
Because I didn't rewatch the first game, I can't say right now.
Okay.
That's true. And this play, what do we break this? This is like one of the final plays. So what are you going to do? They're playing a prevent defense.
Right.
So, there's not much you can do here.
Ooh, wait.
Other than block for him like a fucking wall. And hope somebody can run themselves open,
Lucas Patrick looked like he's getting beaten horribly.
He's tired.
CJ, did you see both games? Do you have an opinion on that last question? Which game you played better in?
I watched both games and I cried like a baby when I watched the Packers do what they did. I think the play calling hindered Fields in the first game. I think there was some tentativeness in that first game. I think he was still thinking. I think they were talking to him at the line of scrimmage. I think they still talking to him at the line of scrimmage as well. But I think he played. You can tell he had a little bit more time to play in this game. He didn't. The time of possession was asked in both games. To be honest with you, they didn't have many plays. To have. They didn't have many plays to anyway. So they had more plays this game. I feel like so he had more opportunity to play better.
Yeah,
I don't think he had more opportunity to play better in the first game.
Agreed.
I was going to say I think it's more psychological with Green Bay. The fact that it seemed like we don't believe we can beat them right now, and therefore, although
they statistically beat nice.
Tampa Bay is a better team, but seemed like we were better mentally ready to handle that as opposed to Green Bay, where we look like, we can't beat these guys. We lost to them 5 times, whatever, however many times in a row we lost to them. So that's what I think the difference was.
Yeah. I just wanted to I was saving this last play just to point out that the best blocker on this assignment was the fucking running back. Watch Roshan as JPK
Johnson
just blew this up, and he's the only one that blocked well on this.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, right kind of did.
Braxton's still at the line of scrimmage, and that means I don't think this guy was coming.
The interior just blew the fuck up.
I tell you what, Vita just made Whitehair his little sister. That's the best way I can put it.
Dude, yeah.
Whitehair gets the tackle on that play on field.
Gee whiz.
Or Whitehair, he's like, man, could somebody add another 70 pounds to me?
For real. That Vita is a big dude.
Man.
And Whitehair, don't you know you never turn your body towards your quarterback? What in the devil?
And that's coming from an offensive lineman, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Never. You never do that. Why would you? As a lineman, I never want to see the front of your jersey, right? That's a problem.
Exactly right. I want to see your name.
I want to read your name all game.
Goodness gracious.
Like 10 feet away from me if you're left tackle.
This is the same play as before, guys. If he would have hit 15 there at the left hash mark at the 30 right now, he could have hit him. He would have been open at the sword tip again. See that? So this is the same play we talked about before at the sword tip. Boom.
Okay.
Right there, the nickelback breaks in. He goes for, I don't even know. He's wide open there.
He's already thrown it, though. He's already thrown it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We got to take.
But he should have been looking at the other read.
That may not see. That's the only problem. We don't know what that read is, because that could be how he's supposed to read it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
when you're down, 20 points though, wouldn't you think you're going to be? Look at him. Just throw the ball to the ref.
But here's the thing, though. The other safety breaks in after the ball was released. You don't know if he was still been back there. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's important that we look at, what he's looking at before he makes the pass. Because like right now.
Yeah, he did. Okay, so he's dropping it and ripping it like we were talking about.
Yeah.
I just think he dropped it and ripped it to the wrong guy. And it might not be, like you said, it might not be his fault. It might be the progression he's supposed to go to.
Yeah.
And that could be what he's talked about. Well, it could be the coaching. Not throwing him under the bus, but listen, don't tell me to do that when I know I can be looking somewhere else and I can do this myself.
I can hold it another a second longer to get to that guy streaking down the field.
And if it doesn't work, I can run it for fucking 97 yards, guys.
And that's what we need to see against the Chiefs this weekend, dude.
Yep.
Back to the way he was playing in game 7 through 17 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the information, put the guys out there, because now you got better guys. Let him work it and just do what he's got to do, whether it's taking the check down or run him with the ball, man, because he's gonna run smarter this year. If you remember when we went back at the beginning of the season, I said I wouldn't be surprised at all. As a matter of fact, I think I said he's going to run for as many or more yards than he did last year, simply because I believe they're not going to be able to stop everything, so they're going to choose to make him beat him with his arm. And so when they do that, he's going to beat him with his legs because that's what he's got.
It was pretty fun, guys. I enjoyed breaking down the thing with you. I'm not a great tape breaker downer, but I enjoyed it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
I mean, neither are we. But this is the first time we've ever done it on BCP. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope we didn't look too stupid to you. I mean, we're just, this is a channel made by the fans for the fans. So we're just trying to kind of go through this with you because we all as Bear fans know or we feel like the fucking sky is falling. We all ride this roller coaster. When we're high, we're high. When we're low, it's the end of the world. And I think the point of this exercise was to prove that it's not the end of the world. And this is the first time that I got, because I was at the game, and then I came home, and we had great seats. It was literally the third row, but we were parallel to the center of the end zone, or like maybe at the goal line, so we could hardly see all the way across the field because we were on the sidelines. We weren't even in the end zone. We were on the sideline end zone. So great seats. But to see them far away from the field, it was hard to see what was going on other than watching the Jumbotrons, and you're talking to fans and shit. So then I came home and got sick, and I didn't really get to watch any of this until now with you guys. And it makes me feel better as a Bears fan, knowing that we have, there's 10, 12 plays here. There could have been more. I probably should have been keeping more score, but overall, Justin did better than I think that we all think he did.
Yeah.
Per what you were saying earlier, PJ, and I think that's the sky is not falling. If we win this game, if Justin comes out like we said and just lets it rip, and we see what we just talked about, if he can just say, "Fuck it, I'm taking off here. I'm running for 100 yards or whatever," we can win this game. And if we do, the narrative will change.
I feel a lot better after watching this tape with you guys and breaking down the film. It's like I say, Sunday, I'm like, man, he played pretty bad. I don't go with a lot of this stuff publicly, but now watching it, I'm like, you know what? He wasn't too bad after all. Yeah, he still got some things he can work on, of course, but he wasn't the major problem.
Right. It's a combination. It takes a team.
There's too many problems, man.
Yeah.
And it's this, and I said this before. So now this is when this game should be the game where they start fixing a bunch of this stuff in my mind, anyways, because they've just made a little progress over the first 2 weeks, and these guys have played together. The poor part is no Tevin, and now Braxton's gone. So now, the line's kind of still a mess, man, because we don't have what we anticipated, which was Whitehair at center, Nate Davis, right, Tevin, and Braxton. That's just not going to happen for a while now.
Right. Now Braxton's out, so insert Larry Borum.
Question for you guys.
That's what everybody's talking about in the chat. Larry Borum, go ahead, Pete.
What would you guys do, all three of you? Would you start Nate Davis, or would you keep Ja'Tyre Carter as a starter, being as though Nate Davis first game coming back? What would you do?
Carter.
Foster?
See, I'm gonna put Borum at left tackle. I'm gonna put Carter at left guard. I'm gonna move Whitehair into center. If he can't play center, I'll try anybody, man.
Okay.
I'll try Feenley again, because I saw all of Feenley's reps at center. You can get him on YouTube. So I saw all his reps at center, and he was much better than what you saw on the field last weekend. I think he just got a bunch of the jitters, a new team. He wants to do good because they put him in there to see what he was going to be able to do.
Yeah.
And they only gave him, I don't know if they gave him 1 play or 2 plays. I'm still not sure about that. I should have looked more at the thing, but and then I'm sticking Nate back at right guard, man, because what are you going to do? You're going to keep Whitehair at left guard with Nate Davis and have Ja'Tyre on the bench, or vice versa? You're going to have Ja'Tyre on the bench. Playing in the game, and Nate Davis, the guy you paid all this money to, who, if you go back and look at his film from Green Bay, was not as bad as everybody said. Go look at the all-22 offensively from Green Bay, and you'll see he was just like everybody else. He made a couple mistakes. He also had a play where not only did he take out his man, Wright blew his block. He was blown up. He took them both out. Nobody's saying anything about that play. They're just talking about the two that he kind of messed up on.
What do you got, CJ?
It's, again, work in progress.
You don't move more. You don't make more than one move on the offensive line. So if that means Davis is back, then Davis is back. Carter sits. If you really, really wanted to revamp your line, like if you weren't, some random reason Tevin Jenkins wasn't coming back, then yeah, I would probably look at Carter at guard and see if Whitehair can play center again. That would be what I would look at. But if Jenkins is coming back, then your ultimate answer is you play Davis, you play Whitehair, you put Carter back to the bench, and you ride that till the end. That's unfortunately that's what you should do.
Now, I would say this.
You're right.
What I would do for this game against the Chiefs, because Davis hasn't been there, I would leave Carter there for this game coming up. Now, I'm not saying keep him there because I think Davis is a better player, but because of this first game back, I want to work you in slowly because I don't want to overwhelm you and whatever. So that's what I would do there. Borum will be my starting left tackle, I guess, until he shows otherwise. The swing tackle / guard is Carter because he can then play both. He has experience playing both. So that's how I would do it for this first game back. But as far as, then after, what is it? If I'm not mistaken, we got Chiefs game, then we got a Thursday night game.
Correct.
So I don't even, maybe I'll start Davis for that Thursday night game. Maybe by then, but for sure, after that mini bye, he's back and starting right tackle because that's when we get right guard. That's when we also get back Tevin. So for sure then. But
I got one added thing too to this offensive line. I'm activating Mercedes Lewis for this game.
Swing tackle.
Didn't he play?
He played. Yeah, he was 84.
Right. I saw him out there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it was the first game.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. The thing is, I'm making sure the guy's available.
Right. Exactly.
But they got to do something. They got to do something to help. It's just the consistency's not there. They're not gelling. They're not flowing right. Like the guy said earlier. Oh, just a bunch of different people making mistakes all over the place.
Let me pull up my homerism.
Oh crap.
Oh jeez.
The Chiefs are beatable this week.
They are.
They're beatable.
They're beatable because they're going to be overlooking us
every week.
Well, I'm just saying. So I'm saying it ain't going to be no low scoring game. In order for us to beat them, we're going to have to air it out. And
we're going to have to throw them off, man.
And airing it out, we're going to have to block Chris Jones.
They are vulnerable in the air. Like if you had to take a flyer on how to beat the Chiefs, you have to throw on them. You will have to throw on them.
So you see CJ with me. He got me. See?
You're going to have to block for Justin to do that too.
Chicago Bears schedule.
Well, guys, we're going on 3.5 hours, man. Or we're actually going on 4 hours. Why don't we wrap this shit up?
Let's give our predictions.
Yes, dude. Let's do that.
Start with Shorty and work it around.
Well, I gave my prediction on Wednesday's show with Lynn. I said KC 28, Bears 10. And I will say this much. I don't think I predicted many losses last year because I single-handedly had an 11-6 record, but this year we collectively 5 of us came up with 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that without losing my train of thought, if I can do it. Oh, fuck, I think I did it. Fuck. Is that I predicted last year, I think one of the only games I predicted them to lose was the New England game, and I predicted like 38-10. and they beat New England. So I predicted 28-10. I'm going to go with reverse psychology and stick with it. 28-10 Kansas City. Reverse psychology though.
Okay, Foster.
31-28 Kansas City, but the Bears cover the spread.
Nice.
Like what is it? 13?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Kansas City's not good at they've had problems covering the spread. Just that.
Okay. Go ahead, CJ.
I hope the Bears win, though. I really want them to win this.
See, I'm gonna be the oddball. I'm gonna say 42-10. It's not gonna be close. It's gonna be a rout. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real bad. But Justin's gonna have a decent enough game where you're gonna go, well, with the hell of the week that they've had in the news, this is what you expected type of week.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 42-10, 42-17. I'll give them a garbage time touchdown at the end to solidify.
Let's go to chat here. We got. Did you pick PJ?
No, go to the chat. Then I'll go after the chat.
Okay, so we got Raging Oracles, STC saying 27-21. Raging Oracle saying 32-17. I assuming Raging Oracle, you mean Bears or Chiefs? Oh, he's saying 42-17. He changed his mind. 42-17 Chiefs. Doug Van Dorn saying, I wouldn't bet the farm on a team that beat themselves 3 weeks ago against the Lions, who lost to the Seahawks. So
42-17, huh? Okay.
Mark says Chiefs win, but Bears cover.
B. Foster down there, 21-13. Chiefs at the bottom.
I'm looking at retro saying Foster that asbestos is kicking in.
All right. Time for my pick.
Hold on. We got them all. Mayhem saying 24-17. J2K saying 38-17. B. Foster saying 21-13. I'm assuming, Chiefs. So
Right.
Go ahead.
All right. Mr. Mayhem, I'm with you. All right, check it out. I'm going to give you guys a spoiler alert for the rest of the season. Every game, I'm picking the Bears.
Ooh,
okay.
That's just how I do it.
Okay.
I never pick against the Bears. Like I told you, I can predict at the beginning of the year what I think their overall record might be. But when it comes to actual game time, I'm rolling with the Bears every time. I say Bears 34-28.
Okay.
5 points, dude. That's a hell of a
Man,
homer
I
move.
hope you're dead on, PJ. I hope
told
that's
you, man.
dead on, dude.
I'm a homer.
It'll shut a lot of people off.
Well, you have to start using some reverse psychology.
Not
PJ.
me though. It won't shut me up. I like what Doug Van Dorn says. He goes, after Mahomes limps off with a torn ACL in the first quarter, the game will be a lot more even.
Let's not say that. Don't say that.
Yeah, I can't say
Don't
that.
say
Yeah.
that. Don't
Just
say
say
that.
It ain't gonna
The
happen.
game
'cause he
script
said
is the NFL game script has worked out. All of the good players are either hurt, banged up, or otherwise. So nope.
He won't tear his ACL. He'll just dislocate his kneecap. They'll pop it back in. He'll finish the game. That's how he rolls.
I'd rather just have the Bears win outright. I like this one too. Mark Kazak's bold prediction. Nagy throws Andy Reid under the bus.
What's the likelihood of Bears trading Foreman to the Browns? Or did the Browns pick up somebody else?
Yeah, they got Kareem Hunt back.
Oh, did they? Okay, all right.
They got Kareem Hunt, and they're still. I look at that every day, man. I'm waiting to see if anybody's going to pick up Leonard Fournette because everybody's running backs are going down.
Okay, I was
all over the league, man. Baltimore lost too.
I was early in saying that Roshan Johnson made Deontay Foreman redundant. I was early in saying that, and I'm proven to be right. Roshan is making Foreman redundant.
Mm-hmm.
I said on the draft show, I don't know if you saw it, on the draft show that he'll be our starting 3-down back by the 7th week.
Yep.
The day we drafted him, I said that.
You said 6th week.
I might have.
That's okay. You can
6th, 7th, or 8th because people got go, dude. Are you sure about that? I said, okay, the 8th week, the 7th week. Well, that's our bye, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
You gave yourself a grace period. I like it though.
Whatever. He's going to be the 3-down back. It'll start hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Thursday.
I mean, the way he's blocking already is fucking sick. So
we bring in Herbert for a change of pace. That's how he got all the yards when he was when he was the second back.
I joke by saying the kicker is the best player, like the MVP of the season, which in a way he is. He hasn't missed a kick, but one of the best players we have so far, one of our shining lights, is Roshan Johnson. So
absolutely,
yeah,
no
for
doubt.
sure.
There's
Kid's
no
gonna
doubt.
ball it up.
We shall see more as the season progresses with some of these young guys. I truly believe that because there's too much talent there to not develop.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're not being developed properly, they just got to learn things, man. It's like anything else. When you do it, you learn. I would think.
Before we close out, I want to give a shout out to my grandson. He's a freshman. He plays defensive end and wide receiver. He had a pick 6 today, as well as a one-handed reception for like 30 yards. So shout out to him. Congratulations. Great job. They won 40-0. So, man. So, shout out to
Bears could learn some things there. At least the score.
Right. So let's give a shout out to the guys in the chat.
Wait, where PJ is he a freshman?
Yes.
Yeah, playing on a Thursday. He must be.
Yeah, he played.
Get us a picture in his uniform, dude.
Nice.
Like to see it.
Let's give our shout out to chat tonight. You guys have been fucking amazing as always. Mark Kazak, Doug Van Dorn, Retro, B Foster, Mo Bierman, Raging Oracle, J2K hanging out, driving around across the country. I was gonna say something coming back from my bathroom break. Oh, I was gonna say we haven't had somebody break down some of the players as good as CJ since J2K before he went on the road. J2K was our resident college sports analyst for the draft and several shows after. That was a lot of fun with you. Mark Kazak, James Ford, B Foster. You got to keep going up. STC.
Mr. Mayhem 69 Retro.
You reading it off too, PJ?
STC.
No, I'm actually looking for the picture to send you guys.
Oh, okay.
Bears Country Productions.
Oh, who's that asshole?
Mo Bierman.
We got to keep going. Ravi
Leo,
was with us.
Leo Factor 1. Ravi. I'm just trying to go through this fast. Lynn Hayden.
Lynn. Love you, Lynn. Great to see you and chat with us tonight.
There's 20 more people if I go up. I'm trying to get up further, guys.
I know. Hair Bear.
Tin Pan Dog.
Great to see. Oh, Judah the Lion is a band.
Walter Besky, STC.
Ghost.
The ghost from
I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to find those because Hair Bear. You said Hair Bear.
Hey, Shorty, I sent you that
so much
picture
chat tonight. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you guys blew up chat tonight.
I know we're missing a bunch of people.
We'll end it with this picture of PJ's fucking future NFL family that he has.
Man.
Bearski was in here.
Bearski, thanks for joining us, Bearski.
Actually, you know what? Lynn.
See if I can present this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Keep rattling them off while I try to pull up this picture.
I'm trying to go
on. Who was that? The lady, the new lady that we had earlier?
Paula.
Yes.
Paula, yes. She was hanging out with you for the game, huh?
Yes.
Yep. That Paula.
Awesome.
Paula Faith Singleton.
Tin Ping Dong. Tin Ping Dong.
Yep.
Pan Dog. I love it.
Dog.
Zach Sullivan. Jay Sanders. Steel Rain.
Yes.
Lynn Hayden, obviously.
Jeremy Munoz. Zach Sullivan.
Jeremy.
Yes. We want to make sure
George Selikas. TSEL.
Yes.
IKIS.
That's a new one. Thanks for joining us, George. Ahmad Cole. Thanks for joining us, man. Got some new names in there. It's been awesome. Yes. And some old names we haven't seen in a while.
Right. Appreciate you guys joining us.
Where's the haunting guy?
Where's Judah? I can't remember the Judah.
Right. That's what I'm looking for, man. Ron Winarski.
Returning. It's been a while.
Yes. Was the Ghost of Judah Tribe. That's what
I find
Ghost of Judah Tribe, yes.
Yeah.
That's it. There you go.
And let's see. I got the picture here loaded up of PJ's family here. Look at these monsters.
Yep.
Which one was you at that age, PJ? 51?
Dude, I was so small at their age. Because 51, he's a senior. He's 6 foot tall, 250 pounds. The one next to him, number 80, he's the freshman. He's 6 foot tall. I think he's like 170, I think.
Mm.
Then the one next to him, he's a junior. He's 5'10", 240 pounds.
Damn.
Then number 40, he's a junior. He's 6'2", 210 pounds.
What positions are these from left to right?
Left to right, number 50 is a defensive end. Number 80, he's the defensive end / wide receiver.
Clearly.
51, he's a defensive tackle. 40,
No, I would have thought he's a quarterback.
Number 40 is the outside linebacker.
Dude, 40's outside linebacker / safety, man. Bring him down.
Man, I'm telling you.
It's a beast.
I'm
Look at
proud
that
of you, man.
beast family, man. I'm proud of you too, PJ.
I'm proud of you. I really am.
That's amazing.
I write them hard, but I'm proud of them. I really am.
Now you're getting into Shorty's care. Never mind.
You ride them hard and put them away sweaty.
Thanks for stopping by, Gary. You had to do it, Pete. You brought it up, man. You set him off. It's a good thing we're leaving.
Swifty was in there too. Swifty, thanks
you
for
see the
joining
shit I got to put up with her, CJ?
Yeah.
I don't know what I put up with, but I'm just making conversation.
Fair enough.
Well, CJ, thanks for joining us tonight, man. You have been an awesome guest, man.
Thank you guys for having me. I
man,
appreciate it. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to share what little knowledge that I've got, and I hope you guys let me join you again.
Oh, we'd love to have you back,
man. Absolutely.
Yeah, fuck the other CJ.
Man.
This is the CJ.
Dude. After I talked to you on the phone, CJ, I told these guys both. I said, dude, you got to have this guy for sure, man. There's no doubt, didn't I? I said, there's no doubt in my mind this guy's going to be fucking hit. I guarantee it. I guarantee
100%.
it.
He was 100%.
Thank you, guys.
And you know what else?
I
You didn't
appreciate
mention to him, CJ, because thank you so much for coming on, man. Even after the problems and you thought you were, I was like, thank you for coming back. Damn it, I did it again. Oh,
don't worry about
you
it.
said you mentioned you maybe thought.
Yeah, I
about
wasn't going to be able to do it. Yeah, I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. My computer didn't hook up to doesn't plug into our modem, so I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. I wasn't going to have a good enough connection, and so I was able to come into my wife's office, and it worked out fine. So
it's not right next to the
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
I was able to. That's it.
That's
it.
I was talking too that you saw that we had the email for guests, and you were thinking about doing it, but you didn't do the action. So that's why God intervened. That's why God intervened and had me send you that text.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys. Wonderful show.
Come on back. Man.
Absolutely, man. We'd love to have you back anytime, CJ. Excellent job.
Have a good night, you guys.
You too. Hey, stick around. We'll end the show because you can stick around with us in the back, and we'll wrap this up after we say goodbye to everybody. You got to do the 1, 2, 3 Bears with us, and then we will end the show. Yeah, you can stay awake for another 3 hours. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bears.
Bears. Won't catch me going around, Brian. You'll have to kill me before